Fox Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
With the kickoff seconds away, standing by with Troy Brown. Let's go down to Chris Myers.
All right, thanks very much, Joe. With the most veteran Patriot, an intense look this close to kickoff. What's going through your mind?
Just coming out and playing a great game, you know, and we don't want to go out there and turn the ball over and have any mistakes and give them opportunities to put some points on the board. And
you are Mr. Versatility. What concerns you the most about this matchup?
A lot of things. This team is very good across the board, special teams, offense, defense. It's a very good football team, and we just want to go out and execute our game plan and play a good game across the board ourselves and try to match their intensity.
All right, have fun tonight. Thanks, Troy Brown.
Thank you.
All right, he will be catching the ball, playing defense, and also returning punts. Now let's go over on the Eagles sideline and Pam Oliver.
Hey, Chris, Donovan McNabb described the mood back in the locker room as relaxed and loose. He says, we're back there playing Rick James. It's hard to be uptight. As for the possibility of a quarterback first time in the Super Bowl, the game going too fast for him, he said he acknowledges that, but he's going to make it a point that when he steps on the field to consciously slow his mind down. A bit to worry about or something to look for the Eagles. Left tackle Trey Thomas, some back spasms last night. He's apparently good to go, but something to watch throughout the game. Back to you, Joe.
All right, Pam, thank you very much. As we showed you earlier, the Eagles won the toss. They receive. They start with a football. And that means an early look at Donovan McNabb getting that first start at the age of 28 in the Super Bowl. Bill Belichick and that defense. Romeo Crennel, who is headed off to the Cleveland Browns, most likely after this game, as their next head coach. That'll be the matchup to start, and we play for the NFL championship. This is Rod Hood. Rod Hood with a great start for the Eagles as he takes it out across the 35. They will mark him down just shy of the 40. And Donovan McNabb heads to work. During the regular season, 31 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. The only quarterback in NFL history to throw for more than 30 and throw fewer than 10 interceptions.
And as good as he was during the regular season, Joe, he's been that much better here in the playoffs.
Terrell Owens making the start at the bottom of your screen. A blitz from New England to start. Eagles pick it up, and McNabb is flushed. In trouble. Gets rid of it. Incomplete. Terrell Owens, the intended receiver. And the Patriots were all over Donovan McNabb. Colvin was there. Pfeiffer was there. And he was getting chased and just able to get rid of it. You look at the offensive lineman for the Philadelphia Eagles, and a lot on the shoulders of Hank Fraley. Pam Oliver telling us about the back spasms that have bothered Trey Thomas. The backs and receivers, Terrell Owens, 6 weeks after surgery to repair that broken right ankle. Starting, and right now in motion. Play action from McNabb, and the pass is complete to that man, Owens. He gives a shove to Randall Gay and a pickup of 7.
Well, Terrell Owens is certainly getting a warm reception from this crowd, or at least half of it, going in short motion. And just off the bootleg action here, this is what Terrell Owens can do for this team. Just creating some opportunities in open space. And I've got to think, just catching the ball, getting his hands on it, getting hit mildly that first time, all of a sudden you begin to settle down, because remember, he has not played for a long time.
Injured December 19th against Dallas. Had 2 screws and a plate put in that broken right ankle. 6 weeks later, here he is starting. Blitz, McNabb somehow stays on his feet, loses the football. And the Patriots have it. Teddy Bruschi was the first one there. McGinnis knocked it away, and it's an early turnover as the Patriots will take over.
Well, you got to take a look at where the pressure comes from right here. Teddy Bruschi, number 54, he comes inside, and that's because The tackle, John Runyon, blocked out. Jermaine Mayberry blocks down, and it leaves the open void, and Donovan McNabb never sees him coming.
You know, McNabb and the Eagles come out in those spread formations, and every time they've done it thus far, the Patriots have come after them and attacked them with this blitz.
Philadelphia is challenged, but the quarterback's knee was down prior to losing the football.
Andy Reid and the Eagles hoping that that tremendous athletic ability of Donovan McNabb would somehow allowed him to stay on his feet, that his knee was down before regaining his balance and losing the football. It'll be an interesting look. We'll have the result when we come back.
Are you ready? Wow! Go! Wow! Are you ready? I can't do this. Go! No way! Not even for some Bud Light?
Fresh, smooth, real Bud Light.
See you, dude! Wait!
It's all here.
Your eyes need oxygen. Finally, a breathable soft contact lens that transmits up to 5 times more oxygen than the leading lens. For wider, healthy-looking eyes. New O2 Optics, breathable lenses for the health of your eyes.
Mr. Constantine, I need to see what you see.
You do this, there's no turning back. What's wrong?
I don't know, I just feel...
In 12 days, something's coming. The battle begins to save our souls. Heaven and hell are right here. We're smack in the middle. Welcome to my life. Constantine, rated R. Starts Friday, February 18th.
Well, as we went to commercial break, we gave you that replay with the angle that certainly looked to all of us in the booth that clearly Donovan McNabb's knee was down, and this should be easy to call and reverse the original ruling, which was that McNabb stayed up and then eventually fumbled with New England recovering.
Yeah, and the surprising part about it, I agree, Joe, clearly the knee's on the ground while he still has possession of the ball, and yet the defense right now is out on the field.
Well, I'm not so sure that they've ever shown it here in the stadium.
After review, the quarterback's knee was down at the 36-yard line. Philadelphia retains possession of the ball. It will be 4th down. Philadelphia is not charged with their first timeout. No charged timeout.
Boy, just a fantastic job by Andy Reid and his staff to have seen that quickly, because it looked like everybody on the field had more or less just assumed that, yes, it was a fumble. They pick it up, and a huge start to the game for Andy Reid.
It was a 3rd down and 3 play. So it brings up 4th down and brings Dirk Johnson, a second-year punter out of Northern Colorado, out onto the field with Troy Brown, the versatile Troy Brown, waiting deep for New England. Mike Bartram, a former Patriot, the long snapper for the Eagles. And a good punt. Brown from about the 20. Labinjo downfield for Philadelphia, 7-yard return. And here comes Tom Brady, already a 2-time Super Bowl MVP. Out onto the field. And if you ask Corey Dillon about Tom Brady, he says, when we get into the huddle, I just look at Tom Brady, we look to our leader, and he tells us how we're supposed to act.
Well, yeah, and especially when you're going into a Super Bowl, you're always concerned about how the players are going to react to the emotion and the magnitude of the game. Corey Dillon admits that he gets nervous before each and every ball game, and that Tom Brady has a calming influence on him.
On 1st down, a blitz. Patriots pick it up, and wide open is Branch. Deion Branch is wrestled down at the 44-yard line. Trotter was coming on the blitz, and a tremendous pickup by Corey Dillon.
Well, you think about all the things that Corey Dillon can do as a running back, but this time it's blitz pickup. He's a big guy and was able to pick up Trotter and give Tom Brady just enough time. Brady makes a nice little move out of the pocket, and if the Philadelphia Eagles are going to blitz, they have to get there. You can't give Tom Brady that much time.
15-yard completion to Branch, and movement by Matt Light, the left tackle.
False start. Offense, number 72. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Well, you know his name for not a very good reason, but we look at the rest of the offensive line. They consider Matt Light their best offensive lineman. Copen is from Philly. Brandon Gorin, the right tackle. Gorin and Light were teammates at Purdue. Tight end is Daniel Graham, and the receivers, Branch, Patton. We'll see a lot of Gibbons and Troy Brown. This is Dillon getting it for the first time, and Dillon picked up 4. Javon Curse on that tackle, and it's Curse who's not headed to the Pro Bowl, but who had a fantastic season, starting at defensive end across from Derek Burgess, who was the NFL Defensive Player of the Week for what he did against the Atlanta Falcons. The linebackers, Trotters, made such a difference in the middle, helping to stop the run for Philadelphia. 3 Pro Bowlers in the secondary for the Eagles. The guy left out that list, Sheldon Brown. Belichick's more impressed with him than Lito Shepherd. Dillon gets it, trying to maintain his balance, and Dillon gets it to the 45, picked up 2. 3rd long coming up for the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised this early in the ball game. Jim Johnson electing to bring some pressure. Had a chance to visit with him a couple of days ago. He said he was reluctant to come after Tom Brady early. He wanted to see first if he could get pressure with his front 4. Already early in this game, we've seen Jim Johnson dial up the blitz.
Well, I think the Patriots were anticipating a blitz to screen the perfect call, but still unable to execute it.
3rd down and 9. Eagles are coming again. Brady with all day down the middle of the field. The pass incomplete, with Patton the intended receiver.
Well, now you're seeing some of the strategy for Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. They know the Eagles are going to blitz. They're going to what they call their molasses count. They're going to go through the snap count twice at the line of scrimmage and try and force the Eagles to show the blitz first, show it early. That time Tom Brady had a great look at it. They still weren't able to hit him for the big play.
Michael Lewis, Rod Hood were defending for Philadelphia, and Patton is just happy to be able to get up and get off the field after that sandwiched hit. 2 return men are back for Philadelphia. As Josh Miller punts it, this one will head out of bounds, and it looks to be a brilliant punt. They're going to mark it at the 7. That's where the Eagles will get it early. Super Bowl 39, no score.
I'm late for this award show. Can I get a ride? Come on, hop in. I tell you, Carson, the excitement here is tremendous.
Look at that. I didn't know P. Diddy drove a Diet Pepsi truck.
Don't scratch it.
All right, this is how I roll.
Come on, y'all, let's take a ride. Don't just say
Hey, yo, P! Check out my new ride.
So much hype. So much pressure. So much for letting it affect you. New LeBron's Lightning Lemonade. Be explosive with Bubblicious.
Nobody understands where I'm coming from. Touch me now, I'm available for movement. Lock my spine, I might as well use it. Once again, I got it going on. Once again, I got it going on.
It's a music player. It's a camera. Introducing M-Rope from Olympus. Let your pictures groove.
Maybe I'm a man, or maybe I'm
Get ready for the AmeriQuest Mortgage Super Bowl 39 halftime show starring Paul McCartney.
Super Bowl 39 on Fox is brought to you by Bud Light. Enjoy the game today with the fresh, smooth, real taste of Bud Light. It's all here.
Is that real? Well, the New England Patriots and their fans have to hope this isn't a bad omen. It's one of the few mistakes this guy's made in years. He went to the wrong bench. After leaving the tunnel, he went over to the Eagles sideline, and somebody said, hey, Coach, we're on the other side.
I think Philadelphia would take him, though, don't you?
Anybody would take him. They got a pretty good guy themselves.
Sure do.
Starting from their 7. McNabb hands it to Westbrook, and he is swallowed up. Seymour right in the middle of it, and here's a guy who hasn't played since injuring his knee at the end of December. Richard Seymour, Keith Traylor, who will show you how to move and shake, Ty Warren, and the linebackers. It's a 3-4 defense. Teddy Bruschi is headed to his first Pro Bowl. And the secondary, a couple of young corners. A young safety along with the veteran Rodney Harrison. Harrison playing in his 3rd Super Bowl. 2nd down and 12 after Westbrook lost 2. Quick throw. Terrell Owens. He has 2 catches already. And so much for him being a decoy as he's run out of bounds by Harrison. Gain of 9.
Well, I don't care if Terrell Owens can barely walk out there. Anytime Donovan McNabb sees him one-on-one against a rookie like Randall Gay, he's just going to raise up and throw the ball. The Patriots came into this game. They were telling us they were going to treat Terrell Owens just like any other receiver until he proves otherwise. Well, he's starting to prove otherwise.
Talked to Harrison. He said, we expect Terrell Owens, the all-pro, not Terrell Owens, the hobbler. As they hand on 3rd down to Westbrook, he gets only 1, and it's time for another Philadelphia punt. Mike Vrabel on the stop. One of their defensive leaders, Teddy Bruschi, heads off the field, and it's another stop for the Patriots defense.
Well, I think one of the real keys for Philadelphia offensively is not getting predictable within their play calling. The Pittsburgh Steelers certainly did that in the championship game. Andy trying to mix it up there on 3rd down.
Another good punt from Johnson. And a fair catch called for by Brown. Terrific punt by Dirk Johnson. 52 yards, no return, and the Patriots have the football.
On March 4th, America's toughest Navy SEAL has a new assignment.
Protecting those kids is a matter of national security?
From Walt Disney Pictures.
We're good.
Nothing can prepare you.
Ma'am, I've dealt with... Oh, my God!
That's scary.
He bit me.
For a mission like this. Vin Diesel.
We're gonna be late.
Not on my watch.
The Pacifier, rated PG.
FedEx is determined to have the best commercial on the Super Bowl. So we studied recent Super Bowl commercials, and we believe there are 10 items needed to finish on top.
That bear can dance!
Sorry, Mr. Reynolds.
Hey, that bear can talk.
FedEx, the most reliable way to send your package.
I loved you in Smoking the Bandit.
All right, here's one. You're stranded on the island. Name 3 things that you want with you.
A beautiful woman, an endless supply of Bud Light, and oh yeah, another beautiful woman. You know?
Hey, Sid!
When are you gonna paint the hut?
Not until he builds the raft.
He said he built the raft yesterday.
Girl, he
My
says
mama
that
told
he
me
won't
not to get stranded with you.
Oh, I got to work on my fantasies.
Fresh, smooth, real. Bud Light.
Now this is what I'm talking about.
It's all here.
As we welcome you back to Jacksonville, you look at Tom Brady. Brady is a guy who has started his postseason career 8-0. That's the best start ever since the guy to my right, Troy Aikman, started 7-0. He is the youngest quarterback to start 3 Super Bowls. And if he should somehow become MVP of this Super Bowl, he would match the great Joe Montana, who is right now the only three-time Super Bowl MVP winner. It has been a remarkable start for Tom Brady as he hands to Dillon. Dillon runs to his right and picks up 3. Take a look at the road to the Super Bowl for the New England Patriots. 14-2 during the regular season. They beat the Colts 20-3. The first time Indianapolis was held without a touchdown all year. AFC Championship game. They put up all those points on that great Steelers defense. And it was Tom Brady right in the center of it who told Bob Kraft, the owner, during training camp of his rookie year, on the best decision this franchise has ever made. That'll cost New England 5.
False start. Offense. Number 76. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
And what we've already seen is by the linebackers getting up in the line of scrimmage for the Philadelphia Eagles, they've had some false starts. Of course, they got Matt Light on the previous series, and this New England offensive line is a little anxious at the line of scrimmage.
Now you're getting back into blitz territory for Jim Johnson. Once you get second or third and long, he starts coming usually.
4 wide receivers for the Patriots. Quick throw. Pass is complete to Branch. And Branch wrapped up immediately by Trotter after picking up 8.
You know, it's going to be interesting today. Jeremiah Trotter certainly has made a huge difference defensively against the run for the Philadelphia Eagles since he's come into the lineup at the midway point. This team is averaging giving up 50 fewer yards rushing in these games. But Tom Brady, when you play against him, he has a way of manipulating linebackers with his eyes and with his pump fakes. We'll have to keep an eye on how he does against the pass today.
3rd down and 4. Blitz. Brady fires. Pass complete. Shepard on the stop. Lito Shepard, who is from Jacksonville, Florida, came up, made the hit, a gain of only 2, and a Patriots punt is coming.
And whenever Charlie Weiss, the offensive coordinator for the Patriots, whenever he anticipates blitz, this is what he'll do. He'll bring the formation down to pack it in order to try to create protection. Now he gets a guy out in the flat, a safe pass, but look at Lito Shepard, the job that he does driving on the ball to keep them from picking up the first down.
Westbrook and Mahe waiting deep for Philadelphia. Westbrook shows a good burst and gets it out just past the 26. 10-yard return by Brian Westbrook. He'll stay out there and go to work on offense. No score.
3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Introducing the most powerful Volvo ever. The Volvo XC90 V8. The only V8 with the added power of legendary Volvo safety. How powerful is it?
Powerful enough to get you into space.
Win a flight on Virgin Galactic. Enter at boldlygo.com.
Miss Capelli?
Yes, I'd like to be on a commercial.
And what will you be advertising?
GoDaddy.com. Oh my gosh. It's a website where you can register .com names for only $8.95 a year.
And what exactly will you be doing on this commercial?
I could do a routine where I went like this.
Oh. Surely by now you must realize that you're upsetting the committee.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset the committee.
May I suggest a turtleneck?
Super Bowl 39 on Fox is brought to you by The Longest Yard, starring Adam Sandler, Chris Rock, and Burt Reynolds, in theaters Memorial Day. By M-Robe from Olympus, let your pictures groove. And by Diet Pepsi, light, crisp, refreshing.
matchup of two teams that were top 10 defensive units during the regular season. Two teams that gave up some yards but did not give up a lot of points. So far no scores. 7:31 left first quarter. Third possession for Philadelphia. McNabb's going to air it out. Pinkston, the intended receiver, and he was underthrown. Let's go down to Pam Oliver.
Hey, Joe, nothing short of a Herculean effort to get T.O.'s ankle ready for the game this week. His personal chiropractor and massage therapist came in from Atlanta to work on him. Also, Owens had a hyperbaric chamber brought in. He spent a great deal of time in it this week, even sleeping in it overnight. He believes in its healing effects, Joe, although the Eagles approach it in a more conventional sense. Back to you.
All right, Pam, thanks. I think it was Austin Powers that made that hyperbaric chamber famous. And you see the legs and the running of Terrell Owens. Donovan McNabb said he only sees him limp when he's coming back to the huddle. Westbrook gets it as they drop it off to him. Brown misses on a tackle, and Westbrook picks up a first down. Troy Brown had a shot to bring down Westbrook, but whiffed.
Well, the Philadelphia Eagles, they like to run a variety of screens, a variety of ways. Watch Michael Westbrook. He'll come up, act like he's going to help in protection, just turns right back around. Donovan gets the ball right into his hands. Just nice execution there by the Philadelphia Eagles.
And what we're seeing so far out of the Patriots defensively, they're bringing both outside linebackers a lot.
Handoff is to Dorsey Levens, who already has a Super Bowl ring. Got that with the Green Bay Packers. He picked up 2.
You know, it's interesting. This is, in my opinion, Troy, one of the better screen teams in the Philadelphia Eagles and one of the better screen defending teams in the New England Patriots. They have so many veteran players at that linebacker position. A lot of times you'll see teams trying to sneak somebody out on a screen, and the defensive tackle who you think is rushing will just level the guy.
Second down and 9 after Levens got a yard and a half. Westbrook now in the backfield. McNabb rolls, fires out of the reach of L.J. Smith. There wasn't much there anyway, but Donovan McNabb a little juiced up on that throw.
Yeah, I think he is, and that's understandable when you get into your first Super Bowl, and like I've talked about a little bit earlier as far as how you handle the emotional elements of it, and I think that that's why earlier on that third down call, Andy Reid went with the running play rather than trying to force something. But a good job there by Donovan McNabb getting outside the pocket. Nothing there rather than force something, just unload it.
Third down and 9. Blitz. Eagles pick it up, and the pass is caught by L.J. Smith. And it appears to be enough for an Eagles first down.
Well, L.J. Smith is going to get the credit for the catch, but it's Brian Westbrook, the outstanding running back, who's going to see this blitz coming right up the middle by Teddy Bruschi. He's going to take him, drive him out of the hole, give McNabb room to step up and complete a big pass, and he needed that one, Troy, to get a little rhythm going.
Well, he really did, and you got Roman Pfeiffer there who's on L.J. Smith, and when L.J. Smith is matched up on a linebacker in this game, that's a battle that he has to win, and he was able to win on that one.
What a catch by L.J. Smith, who really concerns Bill Belichick. Westbrook out of the backfield. Vrabel in open space, couldn't bring him down. Eventually a pickup of 3 as Randall Gay makes the stop. Let's talk a little bit about Brian Westbrook. I mean, this is a guy, you can't put him in the category of a Marshall Faulk, but the athletic ability, the speed, you can line him up as a wide receiver. He runs great pass routes. He is really the X factor, much more so than Terrell Owens coming into this game.
Well, he really is, because as an offensive coach, you're always looking for those types of players that create matchup problems, and he does that. They like it when he lines up against a defensive back as a wideout, obviously coming out of the backfield. Him along with L.J. Smith are the ones that create those problems.
On second down and 7. McNabb with all day slings it too high for L.J. Smith, who was open.
And I don't think that L.J. Smith knew who the heck he was throwing that ball to. There was Smith low and another receiver high, and it went somewhere in between. So for Donovan McNabb, and we've seen this before with him, to be perfectly frank. Early in games sometimes when he's getting overly jacked up, he tends to throw high, and I think on that one, LJ thought it was going to somebody else.
And when Donovan McNabb makes mistakes, it's not because of poor decisions. It's generally because of poorly thrown balls.
3rd down and 7. And whistles prior to the snap.
We'll reset it to 25 seconds.
So with 4:27 left in this first quarter, it's 3rd down and 7. Fresh play clock for Andy Reid and the Eagles.
You were talking about Brian Westbrook, and I agree he's such a big factor. Over the last 3 years, when he touches the ball 10 times or more in a ball game, the Eagles are 22-1. That's remarkable.
A play selection for the Eagles. Belichick will tell you this is a pass-first team. Owens, open space. Harrison chasing and out of bounds inside the 20, and a late flag comes in. A 30-yard catch and run by Terrell Owens, and this penalty is against New England.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 59. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
And what we saw there is Freddie Mitchell coming across on the pick, and that's what allowed Terrell Owens to become so wide open. He picked Gay, the corner, who was in coverage on Terrell Owens, and it looked like it was going to be initially a penalty for the pick.
They get Roosevelt Colvin for hitting Runyon. There wasn't a whole lot there, but by throwing his shoulder into Runyon, that brings the ball all the way down to the 8. On the heels of a 30-yard completion, Chris, on 3rd and 7.
And I've got to tell you, that was a major pick play that the officials missed on that one.
McNabb in trouble. Down he goes. Vrabel, after Colvin got there first, and a loss of 16 yards, taking it all the way back to the 24-yard line.
Well, remember, the one time that we've seen the Philadelphia Eagles look bad offensively this year was against the Pittsburgh Steelers and their 34 defense. With this scheme, the 2 outside linebackers are forcing a change in protection. Right now, the Philadelphia Eagles are taking both their tackles and their guards and fanning them to the outside, and that's the reason we're seeing so much blitz up the middle by Brewski and Johnson and some of those other guys.
2nd down and goal from the 24. McNabb, corner of the end zone, a flag is down, and the pass is eventually picked off by Asante Samuel. A flag is on the field as Samuel slides down at the 29. A helmet is off. One of the Eagles is injured.
Illegal contact, defense, number 95. 5-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
So with the illegal contact called on Roman Pfeiffer, it gives the Eagles the ball back and an automatic first down.
And they got away with one there, Philadelphia did, because Donovan just threw that ball up into the corner of the end zone. Had no chance of completing that pass. The illegal contact, however, will keep the ball in Eagles' possession.
It was L.J. Smith who was injured. He's able to get up and walk off the field under his own power. It'll be first down from the 19 when we come back.
Wow, I can't believe Kyle turned around his tickets.
I know, right? Let's hit him up.
Hey, that's your apartment. That's your Bud Light. That's your girlfriend.
Fresh, smooth, real. It's all here.
Sharon? Yeah, she's Sharon, all right.
Crew's getting the team together.
Play against who?
The Guards.
The there goes the neighborhood.
You can do it!
The longest yard.
How about from now on you call a fair game? Sounds good. Well, Willie.
Everywhere Memorial Day.
Not every day that you find a French fry that looks exactly like Abraham Lincoln.
Can I get a couple of those Abraham Lincoln fries? We can give you some fries in the shape of a stick.
We're putting it up for auction on the internet.
We got one.
What?
Oh, it's a live one.
What?
He's a Japanese gentleman.
Honest Takamichi.
I have always been fascinated with you, Mr. Lincoln.
Am I gonna miss it? No. I have found a chicken select. Well, I don't even have to tell you who it looks like, do I? Hello, Mr. Benjamin Franklin.
After the Super Bowl, the real spectacle begins with the first halftime show, Simpson style.
We want you to produce this year's halftime show.
It's the most unpredictable event you could imagine.
Are you there, Brain? I wish I was a screensaver.
The Simpsons halftime show, right after the game on Fox.
3:14 left in this. I guess it's an eventful first quarter. We don't have any score yet, but as we look at that last penalty on Roman Pfeiffer.
Really not much question about it. About 7 yards down the field, and the officials are very strict indeed this season. You cannot hit someone beyond 5 yards. It is a penalty and a huge turnaround in this ball game.
Already 4 penalties tonight called on the Patriots. This is the 10th play of the drive. And on first down from the 19, McNabb goes toward the end zone, and this one is picked off. Intercepted by Rodney Harrison. That's his 3rd interception of this postseason and his 5th overall in the last 5 postseasons, and that one was up for grabs.
But it looks like Rodney Harrison got hurt on this play, and that is the bigger story right now.
Well, watch Rodney Harrison. He's coming over the top the entire way. He's reading Donovan McNabb. He read him on the previous play. He reads him here coming out of the middle of the field, and he makes a big break on the ball for the interception. Couple of poor throws by Donovan McNabb. This interception will stand as the Patriots take over.
Help me! Will somebody please help me? Someone stole my Visa check card.
Oh, lady. Read my lips. If your Visa check card's lost or stolen, you're not liable for fraudulent charges.
And all that money will be put back in your checking account. Sheesh.
Signing with a Visa check card is super, super safe.
There's no need to fear. Underdog.
Never mind.
Hello. Well, how much are they asking?
Well, that's a lot of money for a deck.
Well, I hate to tell you this, but you're getting robbed. Did you hear me? You're getting robbed.
Stop! Stop!
AmeriQuest, an open-minded, equal opportunity lender.
You enjoying your sub?
Oh, yeah, Bob. I love the way you spoil me.
Considering Quizno's new turkey sub with mountains of turkey, lettuce, and tomatoes, all oven toasted to perfection is just $2.99. Spoiling you has never been easier.
You know, Bobby, you're so good with money, and you're looking very hunky.
Well, I have been working out.
Come try Quizno's new oven-roasted turkey sub. It's just $2.99 every day.
Just $2.99 every day.
Quizno's. Toasty.
A look from our pylon cam right down the goal line as Donovan McNabb just threw his first red zone interception all year.
And here's Harrison right here. He's just going to read Donovan McNabb, who never takes his eyes off the left side of the field. And Harrison just reads it right over the top.
Harrison was able to get up and walk off the field under his own power as the Patriots start now from their own 3. Handoff is to Dillon. And Corey Dillon lowers his shoulder and gets it out to the 10. The excitement of Super Bowl continues as one of the biggest names in all of music. Paul McCartney performed some of his greatest hits live during the AmeriQuest Mortgage Super Bowl 39 halftime show. It's coming up at halftime only on Fox. And there is Paul McCartney. With 2.5 to play in this first quarter, no score. Second down and 3. Brady down the middle of the field and incomplete. Gibbons the closest to it. He was overthrown, and then Michael Lewis was closer to it really than Gibbons for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, and coming into this game, Charlie Weiss and this offense really knew that if they're going to be able to create chunks of yards and get points, that they're going to have to take some shots down the field. And on that play, by motioning into an empty set, they forced the Philadelphia Eagles to go to a man-to-man middle safety high and get your shots, but that time Tom Brady just unable to connect.
Kevin Falk now in the backfield on 3rd and 3. And they hand it to Falk. And Falk is brought down at the 10, no gain. 4th down. Corey Simon making the play for the Eagles.
Well, we've seen very conservative play now on both ends as these two coaches opt not to take chances inside their own 20-yard line. And for the New England Patriots, this is just the way that they play. Under Bill Belichick in championship games and Super Bowls, they've only had 3 giveaways as an offense, and they just simply are not going to beat themselves.
Miller will start from the middle of his end zone. Line drive punt. From the Eagles side of midfield, it's Westbrook getting it to the 45-yard line, a 9-yard return. You have to go back to 1960 to find the last time the Eagles won the NFL championship. 21,688,169 fans have attended the Eagles game. 688 games played, 920 players. And the great Harold Carmichael was the Eagles wide receiver from 71 to 83 and played in their last Super Bowl in January of 1981 under Dick Vermeil. A Jacksonville native on the sideline for Philadelphia's McNabb throws. Pinkston. And with Randall Gay covering, a lot of contact, no flag. 2nd and 10.
And that's something that Todd Pinkston actually does pretty well. You know, this is what he does best as a wide receiver, is going vertical and then going up for the ball, but he never really got up. He just mistimed his jump, and Randall Gay gets in between it, and actually fortunate that that ball wasn't intercepted.
How good have these two young corners gotten? Asante Samuel and Randall Gay going in for Tyrone Poole and Ty Law midway through the season. Rodney Harrison was telling us when that happened and our 2 stars got injured, I said, we're in big trouble. But these 2 young kids have played fantastic football.
The job they've done in the playoffs against Marvin Harrison and Plexico Burris. McNabb gonna run, and it's Rodney Harrison upending Donovan McNabb, a loss of 1.
That time there, Joe, they had a screen actually called, and what you're going to see is the way that this New England Patriots defense identifies the screen play, and Dorsey Levens just got clocked. I mean, they laid him out. You're going to see he's looking for him there, and then boom, he gets hit by Roman Pfeiffer, and then Donovan McNabb has to go try to make something happen. But Chris, you touched on it just a little bit earlier about how good this New England defense is at identifying the screen.
3rd sack for the Patriots. Play clock down to 1. McNabb over the middle. Harrison on the stop. And losing the football is L.J. Smith. It's recovered by New England. Eugene Wilson comes away with it.
Boy, one thing you have to know as a receiver, once you're making initial contact and guys are no longer trying to tackle you, they're trying to hold you up. They're clearly here trying to hold up L.J. Smith. Now the ball's exposed. Randall Gay comes in and knocks the ball free. There comes a point in time in a play, especially pass plays, where you can't gain any more yards. Get on the ground. This is a major shift in field position right now in this ball game.
They'll start at their own 38. Gay was the one that knocked it out, but it was Rodney Harrison that was holding L.J. Smith up. Harrison has had a very good start to Super Bowl 39. receiver Gibbons had slipped.
You know, when you talk about the kind of game so far that Rodney Harrison is having, these Eagles knew coming into this game he's a very aggressive player. He likes to read the quarterback, and they really felt that they could take advantage of them because of his aggressiveness with some double moves. So far, Donovan really has been staring a lot of plays down, and Rodney Harrison, being the veteran player he is, has been able to make some jumps on the ball.
2nd down and 10. Dillon trying to bounce it outside. He gets the edge. He's hit by Michael Lewis coming up from a safety spot, a gain of 4.
And I really think that this is their best run formation. As you watch the tape on the New England Patriots offense, the one thing that we've seen is that Corey Dillon this season with this football team has been able to make the edge. In practice, we watched Jim Johnson play after play on defense scream out, set the edge, make Dillon cut back, because when he gets it to the outside, he creates some real trouble for Philadelphia.
It will be the 6th scoreless first quarter in Super Bowl history, and the 2nd straight. Quarter number 2 from Jacksonville, Super Bowl 39 coming up right after this.
In 5 days,
women relate dancing to sex.
No. Will Smith is...
Can't stop it. You cannot stop it.
The Cure.
Elbow 6 inches from the waist. You see somebody you know, I don't want none of this.
For the common man.
I start the fire, I make the pizza. That's not dancing. That's a cry for help.
Hitch.
Get out.
Rated PG-13.
And we're back to the sport of no pads, no helmets, and no million-dollar commercials. Hartman feeds to Coleman. Coleman links to Rogers.
Oh, a foul!
England scrum down and straight to Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Gladys Knight.
They both had a lot of hits, but what else do they have in common? MBNA, bringing you the world's largest selection of affinity credit cards. MBNA, if you're into it, we're into it.
255 horsepower, 4-wheel drive. A rugged, integrated closed box frame. And it's built by Honda. Introducing the all-new half-ton Ridgeline. Above all, it's a Honda.
Fox tomorrow on 24. The single greatest threat in our nation's history.
450,000 deaths in the first 24 hours.
Isn't a single threat at all.
We could have 6 nuclear disasters on our hands.
Stop the weapon now! 24, tomorrow at 9, 8 Central on Fox. Viewer discretion advised.
Welcome back to Super Bowl 39, start of the 2nd quarter. 3rd down and 7 at their own 41 for the Patriots. Brady gonna go down. Sacked by Burgess. Derek Burgess, who has had a tough time staying healthy, has made a name for himself this postseason.
And Derek Burgess, last week for the first time, played on the offense's left side. He and Javon Kerr switched positions. He played so well against Mike Vick and the Atlanta Falcons. They decided to leave him on that side, and already paying dividends here in this game.
Yeah, 2 sacks last week and now a sack in this game.
So another punt coming from Josh Miller. And a fair catch called for by Lito Shepard. Let's go down to Chris Myers.
Joe, Tom Brady is playing with a heavy heart. May not be showing it outwardly, but he really had a tough time with the passing of his grandmother just a few days ago. Brady's father, Tom, is here in attendance, but the Patriot quarterback always speaks so highly and proudly of his close-knit family. He felt badly that he was the only member of the family who was not able to attend the vigil for his grandmother's passing due to his preparation for this game.
Grandmother Margaret, who passed away at the age of 94. To have a Super Bowl party at the nursing home where she lived. And so a big fan for Tom Brady. First down and 10 for Philadelphia with the ball at their own 19. Handoff is to Westbrook. Neither team has been able to establish any kind of a running game to this point. Fox Tuesday, don't miss an all-new American Idol when television's #1 show takes you to Hollywood, and the competition is about to get brutal. Who will make the cut? Who will go home? It's all new this Tuesday, 8 Eastern, 7 Central, right here on Fox.
You know, it's just been so impressive thus far watching these two defenses go at it. Reminds me a little bit of last year's Super Bowl that started so slowly and then exploded in the last 3 quarters.
Second down and 8. And off Westbrook, nowhere to go. He gets only one as Vrabel is there to make the stop for the Patriots.
And you're right, Joe. So far, I mean, the Eagles just have not been able to get anything going on the ground. Even though they're a team that doesn't run the ball a lot, they typically do a good job running the football when they do run it. Over 4 yards per carry in the season, in the regular season, which was good for 8th in the National Football League. But it's smart, in my opinion, that Andy Reid is still sticking with it. And you've got to remain balanced against this defensive team of New England. You can't get one-dimensional.
Troy Brown, an extra defensive back, in there for the Patriots on 3rd and 8. McNabb with time over the middle, fires, completes it to Pinkston. First down, Philadelphia.
And when the Philadelphia Eagles really want to shore up protection inside, this is what they do. They run it off of play action, which washes everything down. It's the best way that they can protect Donovan McNabb, and they certainly do a good job of it there.
It's one of the few times they haven't brought a blitz, and that gave Todd Pinkston enough time to run a deep crossing route. Generally against this Patriots team, which had 45 sacks on the season, you don't get that kind of time. Choosing not to blitz may have cost him there.
And a great throw by Donovan McNabb.
One of his few good throws in this first half is Westbrook gets the corner and then slides down, or was he hit along the sideline? No penalty flag comes in, a gain of 5 as Westbrook ended up on his back. The New England bench forced out by Wilson. Philadelphia's road to the Super Bowl looked like this, 13-3, clearly the best team all year in the NFC. They beat the Vikings, the divisional playoff. Freddie Mitchell 2 touchdowns. And then the NFC Championship, they beat the Falcons. And that's what they did to Michael Vick. Finally, their 4th time was the charm for Andy Reid.
And really, they were 13-1 because they didn't even try the last 2 games.
Second down and 5, a blitz coming from the Patriots. McNabb steps up, down the middle for Pinkston. What a catch! Pinkston is down inside the 20. They'll mark him at the 17.
Boy, this is Donovan McNabb at his very best. They come with the blitz, and he's going to move around and buy just enough time to get this thing off. This is what he can do that a Peyton Manning or someone like that can't do. Just buy that time and find the wide receiver in man coverage down the field.
And Todd Pinkston, who was unable to go up on the previous deep ball and make a play, does a great job there using his size to go up and make a play on the ball and bring that one in.
When you blitz, it means man coverage, and McNabb took advantage.
That was Jeffrey Lurie, his wife Christine. Jeffrey, the owner of the Eagles, as Westbrook bounces it outside. And Brian Westbrook is starting to get his legs underneath him as the Eagles are able to run the ball better. This possession, a gain of 10. And it is enough for a first down for Philadelphia. That's us. This is Super Bowl 39, and this has been a defensive struggle up to this point as the Eagles have had a couple of big plays on this drive, and they have a 1st and goal. Trying to score the first points of this game. Hand off to Westbrook, and he gets flattened out and then knocked down, no gain.
Boy, a great read that time by Teddy Bruschi coming through the middle. He's a guy that is unquestionably the leader of this defense. just a dynamic personality, and we talked with him, and he really doesn't even look at the backs half the time. He's watching fullbacks, he's watching guards. He feels like they lead him to the football, and sometimes even when you think he's out of position, all of a sudden he comes in the back door with his speed and can make a play just like that one. Fantastic play.
He is smart. Penalty flag on the play on 2nd and goal, and that's out of the reach of L.J. Smith with Pfeiffer on him. We'll check the marker. It's against Philly.
Illegal formation. Offense. Number 69 was on the end of the line. Penalties decline. 3rd down.
3rd and goal.
Yeah, and you look at this Eagles offense and what's happened here in the first half. They've had opportunities. Of course, they threw the interception when they were in a position to try to at least come away with a field goal. Now they're knocking on the door, and because of penalties, they've backed themselves up, and now 3rd and goal from the 7-yard line.
T.O. at the bottom of the screen. Blitz. Pump fake from McNabb over the middle. Touchdown. Smith.
Just really a good play here by Donovan McNabb. Initially, he's looking for Terrell Owens, and he's working against Asante Samuel. That could have been illegal contact, should have been actually. And then he gets back inside to the tight end. L.J. Smith just fighting through a double team.
Boy, that was just a fantastic effort by L.J. Smith. I mean, he absolutely got hit by 3 different guys trying to find an opening, and somehow McNabb stayed with him.
So the Eagles strike first. It's 7-0. Patriots are trailing for the first time this postseason. Now we know why L.J. Smith concerned Bill Belichick so much coming in. He's had a good start to this one. He has the touchdown, and the Eagles are on the board first.
Now look what you started.
Gosh, I hope I'm not too late.
Oh, man. Old Man Higgins never gives it back.
Here, try this. Everybody loves Lay's.
Hey, it worked. Hey, look, it's Duffy. Look out.
My dad's 72 Impala.
Oh. MC Hammer, where you been?
Can't touch this.
Lay's, America's favorite potato chip.
You're not supposed to touch this.
Looks like we've got a couple of lovebirds.
Fresh toasted subs are here, like the Chicken Bacon Ranch, toasted hot inside and out. Subway, eat fresh. Super Bowl 39 on Fox is brought to you by Budweiser. Bright, crisp, clean, pure, the king of beers. By Diet Pepsi, light, crisp, refreshing. And by CareerBuilder.com. Visit the largest job website, CareerBuilder.com. A better job awaits.
L.J. Smith had 5 touchdown receptions during the regular season. He gets his first of the postseason. Chad Lewis been the starter. L.J. Smith played a lot anyway. And there's Chad in the background. You see the sock on his left foot. If you look at the scoring drive, Chad Lewis was injured, put on IR. Liz Frank sprain in his left foot. That happened in the NFC Championship game on his 2nd touchdown. A classy Chad Lewis cheering on his teammate L.J. Smith, who got into the end zone. A penalty flag comes down on this return by Bethel Johnson. An 18-yard return, and we'll check the marker.
During return, holding, receiving team, number 51. 10-yard penalty, first down.
It's Don Davis, guilty of the hold. There's the hold that costs New England some yards. Patriots have it, down 7.
Check this out.
Microphone specialist. Microphone specialist.
Come on, we've better nights to see tomorrow. I'm a hustler, baby. I just want you to know.
Mr. Howard?
David?
I just want to love you. Just want to love you. Be who I am. Know you love me. And all is cash.
In a town full of pretenders.
Twinkle, twinkle, baby, twinkle, twinkle.
He talks like that?
He thinks he's black.
I'll clown it, baby.
Everyone wants to be a gangster.
My bad, dog. It's my wife's cousin.
But Chili Palmer is the real thing.
I like to be spontaneous and creative.
We got jokes? This ain't cool, man.
Be cool.
Do you dance, Chili?
I'm from Brooklyn.
Rated PG-13. Starts Friday, March 4th in theaters everywhere.
New from Dolco, it's Mama's Boy. He never sweats because he doesn't risk leaving his mama.
Mom, I can't feel my legs.
Stay put, Marshall. Do you want to get kidnapped?
Mama's Boy comes with internal magnets that prevent separation and pull-string Mama Doll with 6 different guilt trips.
You miss me when I'm dead.
Also available the Wuss and Suck Up.
Some men never take risks. For men who do take risks, there's New Degree for Men. With twice the protection you need, it won't let you down.
Offensive line for the Eagles has been good enough. Certainly on that touchdown throw gave Donovan McNabb a lot of time to find L.J. Smith, Bill Belichick, and Rodney Harrison trying to figure out what's going on. And Andy Reid and Terrell Owens, all the news about them during the past couple of weeks. With the decision to play, he's looked good so far. As they drop it off, the Patriots do, to Corey Dillon. And Dillon has a New England first down. He picked up 13. Sheldon Brown on the tackle. That is only the second New England first down of this game.
Yeah, and so far, in my mind, this has been a pretty good whooping by the Philadelphia Eagles, and especially the great play of their defense. Remember, the Patriots last week put 41 on the board against the #1 defense in football, and so far, Philadelphia has just dominated this game.
First down, New England. Another Philadelphia blitz. Perfect call against it as they screen it to Dillon. And Corey Dillon has a first down out across the 40. He got 15.
And right now, New England starting to sense that Philadelphia's getting pressure. Hollis Thomas, he just shoots the gap right there. Immediately gets in Tom Brady's face, but he's able to get the ball out to Corey Dillon and pick up a big gain.
Boy, Joe Andruzzi had a fantastic block that time. They were in man coverage, and Dillon came out. There was only one blocker that was possible for Dillon out there, and he knocked his guy to the ground.
First down, New England. Falk out to midfield.
You know, to me, as you analyze this game, Troy, I thought the biggest difference in these two teams, maybe the only difference, was the fact that New England could run the football so much more effectively than could the Philadelphia Eagles. And maybe now they're beginning to establish that.
Well, I think right now, you know, the thing Philadelphia defensively wanted to stop was the outside stretch play, but we're starting to see New England have some success running the ball inside.
2nd and 2. They hand to Falk. Falk's got a first down. And he's inside the 45-yard line, picked up 5, Trotter on the tackle.
And I think when you look at Kevin Falk and his contributions to this team, he was their leading rusher a year ago. And then obviously when they go and they make a trade and they bring in Corey Dillon, then he has to take a back seat. But there's not a more unselfish player on this team than Kevin Falk, and he's become more of a third down back, and then he's obviously used also as a changeup to Corey Dillon as he is here.
That's Falk in motion on first down. Quick throw. Pass is complete to Gibbons. And he's got a first down inside the 35 to the 31. The ball came out, and they're letting this play continue. Sheldon Brown on the return, and this ball belongs for the moment to the Philadelphia Eagles. And now the officials are going to get together as nobody has made the signal. You've got members of the offense of the Eagles going on the field, and the offense for the Patriots are staying out there as we get another look at Gibbons.
Play was ruled a fumble, recovered by Philadelphia. First down.
His knee was clearly down.
Well, it was if the ball wasn't moving. Now let's see if we can get the other angle. Good call, Joe.
Looked like his knee was down. A challenge has to be coming from New England.
See Stefani in the landmark, rock the fetish.
Bang.
Stay tuned for the AmeriQuest Mortgage Super Bowl 39 halftime show starring Paul McCartney.
Super Bowl 39 on Fox is brought to you by Batman Begins in theaters June 17th.
As we were going to break, Bill Belichick threw the challenge red flag out onto the field. As we look at Gibbons again, there's a little movement with the football there. Gibbons' knee is clearly down before the ball is eventually wrestled out by Sheldon Brown. As Terry McCauley will give it a look under the hood, and we'll see if that bobble and potentially a loss of control could end up giving the ball to Philadelphia. It's either a 1st and 10 for Philadelphia at their own 36 or a first down for New England at the Philadelphia 32.
After review, the runner's knee was down prior to losing control of the football. It will be New England's ball, 1st and 10 on the 32-yard line. New England is not charged with a timeout.
And at least by not ruling him down initially, it allows then the officials to go in and clean it up, which they are instructed to let the play go, which is what they did. The only downside to that is then Bill Belichick and the Patriots have to lose a challenge in order to get it right.
But instant replay has been huge thus far in this ball game.
So we have seen Donovan McNabb play, which initially was ruled a fumble, reversed as McNabb's knee was down, and the same there with Gibbons, his knee going down before Brown ripped it out. First down, New England. Dillon inside the 30, still going. Dillon down inside the 10. Down at the 7. 25-yard run by Corey Dillon.
I don't know what more Jim Johnson can do as defensive coordinator. You're going to see Michael Lewis here drop down, and he's going to be right in position along with everybody else to make a play. They got an 8-man front, but Corey Dillon just bounces it out, and then, Chris, there's nobody on the backside for the cutback.
That's exactly right. Derek Burgess got cut off on the backside and created a huge void on the play. He's supposed to be trailing there.
Patriots trying to answer the Philadelphia touchdown. Quick throw. And a good open field tackle made by Rod Hood as Deion Branch is wrestled down, a gain of only 2.
And this is the area of the field where the Eagles defensively have been very good all season long. And I know that the New England Patriots, we saw it in the championship game, they like to get the ball into their receivers' hands quickly, allow a one-on-one matchup, make a guy miss, get into the end zone. But the Philadelphia Eagles, as we just saw with Roderick Hood, are pretty good tacklers.
Second and goal. Brady loses it on the play action. And now the pile.
They're not so sure that Tom Brady got on it.
It looked like at the very end Brady lost it. Again.
I don't know how they're going to tell now. Darwin Walker came out of the pile with the ball.
And they're still down there looking for it. Walker's got it.
Darwin says, hey, I got it.
Unbelievable.
And when you're at the bottom of the pile, it's not necessarily who initially has possession. It's who ultimately comes out of the pile with the ball.
And for now, they have ruled the ball belongs to the Philadelphia Eagles as Brady lost it twice. First on the play action, then here it looked like he had it, and it started to squirt away.
Yeah, I don't think he ever had a good job by Javon Curse getting on top of him. But just a very simple maneuver blown by the Patriots there with Kevin Falk knocking the ball out of Tom Brady's hands. That play action is something they've done 1,000 times together.
So the turnover gives it to Philadelphia. From their own 13-yard line, Westbrook. Bruschi made him cut it back inside, and Brian Westbrook lost 1. Willie McGinnis on the tackle.
You know, Hank Fraley on that particular play is pulling out, and he's a very active center, and that's one of his strengths. I mean, he's not the most gifted athlete, obviously, as an offensive lineman, but a tenacious player that goes until the whistle, and had a great game in the NFC Championship game, and probably the most underrated offensive lineman on this Philadelphia team.
But against this 3-4 defense, typically there's somebody on his nose, and that's a little different look for him.
The Eagles have turned it over twice in this game. The Patriots have turned it over once, their first turnover of this postseason, as the pass is incomplete. Westbrook, the intended receiver. 3rd down and 11 coming up.
And I think you got to go back to the job that this Eagles defense has done. You know, you start out the game and the Eagles offensively struggle. They turn the ball over, but yet each time along the way, the Eagles defensively stepped up and have made plays. New England Patriots start a drive on that last possession, and they create the turnover. Just a magnificent job here in this first half by the Eagles defensively.
But this Patriots defense has made a lot of plays, and it looks like they're coming with pressure on this one.
On 3rd down and 11, McNabb buys time and fires, and the pass from Mitchell.
Boy, he had him. That would have been a 1st down, too. Freddie Mitchell made a nice move on the outside on the scramble, and Donovan just threw it in the dirt.
And Chris, you got to wonder, because I know from my own experience having played in Super Bowls, and the same thing's happening here. They rotate in a brand new football every single snap, and those things are slick. And we have seen balls get away from Donovan McNabb already, and we've certainly seen that from Tom Brady.
Bethel Johnson is waiting deep, and it's an ugly punt. So the up man, Troy Brown, gets it. A great field position for New England inside the 40. Only a 29-yard punt. Brady and company back to work down 7.
Excuse me, sir.
Morning, Laurie.
The analysis already. Hey, Rudy, this doesn't make any sense. That didn't ring. You're not talking to anybody. I apologize. I'll correct it myself. It's just that I work with a bunch of monkeys here.
Visit the largest job website, careerbuilder.com. A better job awaits.
The chicken enchilada grilled stuffed burrito.
What about this one?
Oh, don't touch. Yeah.
Hey guys, chicken enchiladas. Like ours. Smothered in melty, saucy, cheesy goodness.
Smothered?
On the inside.
The chicken enchilada grilled stuffed burrito from Taco Bell. Slow simmered savory enchilada sauce, tender all white meat chicken and melted cheese. Wrapped up, then grilled to go.
So what's that word?
Monkey. For enchilada taste, think outside the bun.
Bud Light, please.
I'd like to buy you that Bud Light.
No, thank you.
But I insist.
Ay, ay, ay. Hey, you don't hear the lady, my friend? You got hair gel in your ears, lover boy?
Hey, step back, huh?
Step back? I step back to hack and sock right after I plucked you clean like a turkey puppy. Adios, muchacho.
Fresh, smooth, real. Bud Light. It's all here.
You don't want to go there, puppy.
Once a year, we come together to watch the best compete. And once a year, American Idol's best come to Hollywood to compete. Find out who goes home and who goes on.
That was outstanding.
American Idol at 8/7 Central, Fox Tuesday.
Former President Bill Clinton, former President George Bush, part of that fantastic pregame ceremony. So John Travolta, congratulations to the new Hall of Famer Steve Young, Jeff Gordon, Paul McCartney, who will be a part of our halftime show. 4 minutes, 25 seconds off the game clock from now. From the Philadelphia 37. The Patriots down by 7. Start with play action. Daniel Graham, his first catch, makes a move. Gets it just inside the 31. The excitement of the Super Bowl continues as the aforementioned Paul McCartney will perform some of his greatest hits live during the AmeriQuest Mortgage Super Bowl 39 halftime show, which is coming up.
Had to be a thrill of a lifetime for Paul McCartney to get a chance to sing with Terry Bradshaw.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. Anytime you can hear Terry Bradshaw, it's a thrill of a lifetime.
Oh. Second down and 3. Terry did a little better on the words this time. Brady pulls it back and fires incomplete. Corey Dillon, the closest to it for New England.
Little man underneath coverage that time for the Philadelphia Eagles, and that's a bit of risk-taking down the field. You know, that it opens up the field. There's some room to run for Tom Brady, and yet we're seeing Jim Johnson open up the book a little bit now defensively. I think he's really gaining confidence that his guys can get it done.
And so far, this is where the Eagles defensively have been very good. So far, New England has not converted a third down.
Third down and 3. Brady throws wide open, and with a first down is Deion Branch. Forced out by Sheldon Brown, and they have talked about how calm Tom Brady is on the playing field since, well, really since he took over for Drew Bledsoe.
Yeah, and I think when you start listing his strengths, obviously he's got arm strength and he can do various things at this level like other quarterbacks can. But I think his greatest asset is his demeanor. You never see him flustered, regardless of what the situation is in a game, and that's what the players respect about him.
So that was the first third down conversion for the Patriots as Deion Branch gets it again, and not only the footballs be slick, but obviously the grass is as well as Deion, as his legs go out from under him, a gain of 4.
And Deion Branch is a young man that Tom Brady trusts most. Anytime they start bringing the blitz, that time they go empty formation. They play off Deion Branch. Tom Brady feels like Deion is his most trusted guy. And so when they start getting those hot read situations, look for number 83 to get the football.
2nd and 6. Brady over the middle. The pass caught. Troy Brown. And Brown picks up 12 and a New England first down.
Yeah, and Troy Brown, a guy who's not been used much as a wide receiver this year, but look at him in the slot. He gets inside technique, on Sheldon Brown, and you got to take that away if you're Sheldon Brown.
And Tom Brady, just time after time with pressure coming in his face, you never see his throwing motion change. When you watch the tape on Tom Brady, it is just always the same, even if somebody's hitting him right in the face.
2 minutes left in this first half. Patriots down by 7, knocking on the door. Have a 1st and goal when we come back.
Super Bowl 39 on Fox is brought to you by Cadillac.
0 to 60. How fast?
I seek the means to fight injustice, to turn fear against those who prey on the fearful.
Master Wayne, it's been a long time.
So what do you think? Does it come in black?
I am Diana Pearl.
I am Diana Pearl.
I am Diana Pearl. I am Diana Pearl.
I am Diana Pearl.
I am Diana Pearl.
I am Diana Pearl.
Diana Pearl.
With so many colors for countertops and baths, Silestone lets you bring your inner self to the surface.
I am Diana Pearl.
Naturally beautiful, durable quartz. Silestone, pure brilliance.
How about a little music to set the mood?
Rich.
Oh yeah, baby girl, can you feel my sweat? When I rock it like it, you can tell.
But not smooth.
How about some music to set the mood?
Smooth.
Steve, what are you doing? Where's your name tag?
But not rich. Michelob Amber Bach. Rich and smooth.
Helping out in the community is what matters to the NFL and the United Way. Get involved in your community. It's what matters.
The light shining brightly in Jacksonville. It's 7-0 Philadelphia. 1st and goal. 2 minutes left in this first half. The Patriots have the ball at the 7. Coming up on the Visa Super Bowl halftime show, JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy will have first half highlights and analysis. Super Bowl, I would say over the past few years, people said, well, it's become such a corporate event. It takes a lot of the emotion out of the stadium. This is a crowd here in this stadium that is excited. A lot of Eagles fans are down here. I think they would outnumber the Patriots fans in the seats, and this place is alive. On 1st and goal, handoff is to Dillon, and Dillon gets it down inside the 5 to the 4.
There's the stretch play again, and that's really what this Patriots offense does best. I was wondering whether or not the Patriots, after turning it over, trying to go play action, would come back and just try and pound the football. It's like Daniel Graham going off and with an injury, and that's a little bit significant down here on the goal line when you want the extra tight ends in the game. Like Corey Dillon may have just landed on the back of his legs at the end of that run.
Yeah, because one of the things that the New England Patriots like to do down here is they like the play action pass to Daniel Graham and to Christian Fourier, and that's something they like to do.
2nd and goal. Brady fires, and it is caught. Givens, touchdown. Fifth straight postseason game for David Givens with a touchdown catch. Second longest streak all time. John Stallworth got one in 8 straight. 7-7.
I don't think Lito Shepherd could believe that Tom Brady threw that ball all the way across his face to the outside. Brady, a great manipulator with his eyes. He knows how to work a defense. Look, he's looking left. He's looking down the field. He looks at the slot receiver, and last second goes all the way wide for the touchdown.
Yeah, but take a look at Lito Shepherd right there. He's waiting, and he had nowhere to really else go. I mean, David Givens over there on the sidelines was clearly his man, and just because he anticipated that Tom Brady could not make that throw, he's unable to make a play on the ball. But that should never have happened. Lito Shepherd should have been over there on David Givens.
You know what's funny about defensive backs, though, is sometimes they just lean. You know, all they have to do is be leaning on the wrong foot, and all of a sudden they can't make the break on the ball. Would you have ever anticipated that Brady was going to try and hit that one all the way on the outside? Typically, the outside receiver is just a bit of a decoy, but Brady made it work with his eyes that time.
So Tom Brady talking with Charlie Weiss, who is the departing offensive coordinator, about to take over at Notre Dame as their head coach. The unflappable Tom Brady gets the team down the field into the end zone to tie it at 7. With 1:10 remaining in this first half, the Eagles about to get it back. This is J.R. Reed, who can fly. Good return by Reed. Penalty flag on the return as Reed crossed the 40, got it out to the 41. 38-yard return, but a flag is down, and so is one of the New England Patriots.
During return, holding, receiving team, number 85. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Eugene Wilson is down and injured, covering that kick.
And he is the starting safety for New England. One of the things that Bill Belichick likes to do is play his starters on special teams, and unfortunately when you do that, you open them up to the risk of injury.
So you come in, guys, talking about Tom Brady, the great year that Corey Dillon has had, the offense for the Eagles and Donovan McNabb, but this has really been a defensive struggle, and I would say Philadelphia's come out and matched everything that the New England Patriots has tried to do here in the first half.
Yeah, I think that if you're the Philadelphia Eagles, you got to feel pretty good about the way this first half has gone, even though early on offensively they didn't play as well as what they're capable of playing. But how about the New England Patriots and the job that they do once they get behind? They just have shown an ability all season long to answer and come right back and tie the game right here before the half.
Well, remember, these two defenses were the number 2 and 3 defenses in the league this season, just behind Pittsburgh in points allowed. And Wilson, as we've seen a lot of players, seem to lose his footing a little bit and then whacked his leg on Larry Izzo's helmet.
It looked like the right shoulder of Eugene Wilson was just left out there, and the body of J.R. Reed and the legs of J.R. Reed slammed into that right arm. And obviously this is a secondary, Troy, that's been ravaged by injury all year.
Yeah, this is significant. I mean, when you consider the fact that they're already playing with a couple of corners that didn't come into the season as their starter. Granted, they've played well in place of Ty Law and Tyrone Poole, but now you take another piece out of that puzzle in Eugene Wilson, and now you're either having to go with Dexter Reed or Gerard Cherry, the backup safeties, to fill in for him. And this is a thin group. I would expect at some point in the second half for Andy Reid and this Eagles offense to try to take advantage of some of these young players.
And based on the fact that Eugene Wilson is headed straight for the locker room, you probably think some kind of a, I won't speculate on the injury, but usually not a shoulder or something like that in that situation. Looks like they're going in for x-rays, maybe his arm, forearm, something like that.
So we'll get the word on Eugene Wilson with 1:04 remaining. You saw Ty Law. He was lost on Halloween on IRs. Tyrone Poole on IR, the two starting corners. And they have had to use just about everybody, mixing and matching in the secondary all year. Patriots come on a blitz, and Westbrook has nowhere to go. Swallowed up by McGinnis, you name it, Jarvis Green, Vrabel, they were all there.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised right now that the Patriots aren't trying to call timeout and maybe get one last shot at trying to come away with some points here before the end of this first half. But clearly Andy Reid, by running the ball there, is just going to be very content going in with a 7-7 tie ball game.
Well, just as you say it, New England spends their first time out. So they have 2 remaining. In just 2 weeks, NASCAR on Fox returns for the 47th running of the Great American Race. 43 drivers will clash in the fastest event in the world. NASCAR coverage begins with the Daytona 500, February 20th, in high definition only on Fox. Second down and 13 for the Eagles.
Super Bowl of racing comes right after the Super Bowl of football. It's kind of unusual in NASCAR. They have their Super Bowl first.
There's Jeff Gordon, who is here at the stadium enjoying this game, a 7-7 tie. And now with the ball at the 16-yard line, it's second down and 13 for the Eagles. Pinkston goes down immediately, picked up 10 short of a first down. Asante Samuel on the tackle. And right now the clock continues to run.
Surprises me that Philadelphia is going to a no huddle. That's something you always got to weigh when you go to throw the ball. Do you try to pick up the first down and risk an incompletion and stopping the clock? Philadelphia got the completion though.
And here's another completion to Pinkston. That's a first down out across the 40, and now Philadelphia will think about using one of their 3 timeouts.
Well, if Asante Samuel is going to play 12 yards off of Todd Pinkston, they're just going to take this. I mean, this is pitch and catch in the backyard. It's just not difficult. And of course, Samuel not wanting him to give up a big play. And I think once they saw that on the first down, why not come right back to it?
Philadelphia, Troy, uses their first timeout, so the clock is stopped with 10 seconds remaining. And how about Pinkston? There's a guy who's had one critic after another jumping on his back, especially when Terrell Owens went down. And last year in the playoffs, he's had a good game.
Well, he really has, yeah. And you talk about critics of Todd Pinkston. I mean, you got to get in line if you're a critic of this Philadelphia Eagle receiving corps. I mean, of course, Freddie Mitchell drew a lot of attention to himself this week, and it had not necessarily been a real dominant player during the year. But yes, Todd Pinkston's endured a lot, but he is playing well here in the first half.
10 seconds left. And McNabb trying to buy time over the middle. The pass incomplete. Mitchell couldn't hang on. And now 4 seconds remain.
Let's take a look at Terrell Owens and see just how that leg is holding up. He was a factor early in the ball game. He's at the top of your screen. One of the things that is tough when you have some kind of a leg injury is trying to get off the jam. But Troy, while he limps back to the huddle every once in a while, I haven't seen anything that looks like the leg is any major factor for him so far.
Yeah, and I thought with the right ankle injury that we would expect to see outside breaking routes from the right side because of his left leg pushing off, and then the opposite when you're
New England just using their second timeout here.
The opposite when he lines up on the left side of the formation, then he would be able to run the inside breaking routes, pushing off his good ankle, that being the left side. And yet in talking with the Eagles offensively, they said, hey, we're going into this game. He's got the full repertoire of routes. We're not worried about where he's breaking or his ankle or how that affects his play. And so far, that's how they've shown it.
Looked like Donovan McNabb may have been shaken up on that hit we showed you, delivered by Richard Seymour. Stepping up, trying to buy time, and then Seymour slams him to the ground.
You know, we didn't talk about Richard Seymour, but he's had a bad knee, and he hasn't played thus far in the playoffs. And he is, without question, in my mind, their best defensive lineman. They don't expect pass rush out of their defensive lineman. They want them to play the run, but Seymour has the ability to play the run and get pressure.
Troy circles Terrell Owens. The Eagles hand it off. Brian Westbrook. And with that, the first half of Super Bowl 39 will come to a close. So that's the end of the first half. The score, 7-7. Stay tuned for the Visa Super Bowl halftime show with JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy. One half in the books. A 7-7 defensive struggle so far. We'll be right back after these messages and a word from your local Fox station.
Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL. Get ready for the game.
of 500 returns in just 2 weeks on Fox.
We're live from Jacksonville with all the action. Fox 29 tonight after the Super Bowl.
Yikes.
Mr. Pitt, I'll just let you out. No, I'm just gonna... I'm fine.
Got a back door. Thanks.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, Brad. Hey, what you doing? Yeah, we're still on. Hey, can you come pick me up?
I have a dream.
There's a new way to search. Introducing the new, more precise, more powerful MSN Search.
Introducing the all-new Chevy Cobalt with more standard horsepower than Civic, Corolla, or Jetta, and our 5-year, 60,000-mile powertrain warranty. And now get this all-new Cobalt with a special introductory lease payment. Your choice of a Cobalt base coupe or sedan for around $159 a month. Residency restrictions apply. Call for lease details. Cobalt, the new commotion in the Chevy family. See your local Chevy dealer today.
The Visa Super Bowl Halftime Report is brought to you by Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL. Get ready for the game.
So both teams getting set for Super Bowl 39.
Right off the bat, you see McNabb back looking down the middle, coming around, crossing around. There's his man, Terrell Owens, takes it on the crossing around, legs it down the sideline. 30-yard catch, finally pulled out of bounds at the 17-yard line. And then McNabb back, looking right, now left, lobbed a poorly thrown ball for Westbrook. Rodney Harrison there intercepts his pass inside the 5. First red zone turnover of the season by Philadelphia. 3rd and 6, though. Excellent job by McNabb finding L.J. Smith. Bust a double team. Touchdown. 6-yarder. 7-0 Eagles. Then Brady. Play action at the goal line. Fumbles it on 2nd and at the Eagles' 4-yard line. Darnold walking there, recovers, and then Brady makes up for it. Looking down the middle, checking for blitz. Then to the outside. Finds his guy, David Gibbons, 4-yard score. Got a heck of a ball game. 7-all. It is the Eagles and the New England Patriots.
Indeed, knotted up. And prior to the Patriots scoring that touchdown, they had never trailed by a touchdown in a Super Bowl game at all under Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. Let's turn to our guys here on the set. Jimmy, both offenses struggling in the first half.
JB, you shouldn't expect that when you're playing a defensive team like Philadelphia or New England, the offensive teams are going to struggle. They have turned it over. They have had some penalties. But that's what you're going to expect with defensive football teams. The thing that you've got to be impressed with is Tom Brady. He had the best passer rating in the NFL this year when trailing by 7 points or less. Poise taking them down the field to tie this game up.
Yeah, New England's a team that when they get knocked on their heels, they keep their poise. The only thing is, this team in the first 2 games gave up 6 total penalties, 5 already in the first half. No surprise in terms of the score. We're talking about the 2 teams that tied for number 2 in the league in terms of points allowed with 16. Tom Brady has been impressive. They got that protection done that you talked about, but he struggled to make the big play down the field when given the opportunity.
How fortunate, though, were the Eagles, though, having turned this ball literally over 4 times. Lost 2, but could have been even more devastating. Dodged a big bullet early.
New England's really concerned concerned about Donovan McNabb getting him on the ground. They've changed their defensive package. They're playing more single coverage and blitzing McNabb, trying to get him on the ground. It worked in the first quarter. It did not work in the second quarter.
Well, Howie mentioned no surprise, and maybe no surprise as well that Philadelphia, not a running team, only 37 total yards on the ground. That in the first half, 36 by Brian Westbrook. All right, folks, as we get set for the AmeriQuest halftime show, it will be Sir Paul McCartney.
The show that redefined a generation has redefined Thursday night.
Here's my Valentine.
The hottest stars, the juiciest drama make the OC a must-see.
Why wouldn't America be fascinated with the lives of Orange County's rich and fabulous? We're all dysfunctional.
And this Thursday, whatever you do,
If there's something you want to say to me, now's your chance.
don't miss the last 5 minutes. The OC, all new, 8/7 Central Fox Thursday.
They call him arrogant.
I can't believe you authorized this.
Really? Sounds exactly like something I'd do.
They call him rude.
Could you step outside for a moment? Why? Because you irritate me.
But when a life is on the line, they call him first.
Cool, huh?
See why more than 40 million viewers have made House the cure for the common medical drama.
Oh, you people always with the protocols.
The new hit House after American Idol, Tuesday on Fox.
Hey, nothing like getting away from it all, huh? Oh, man, don't worry. You'll get there.
The sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar
Hey,
that
this is my jam.
tomorrow there'll be sun.
Just thinking about tomorrow clears away the cobwebs and the sorrow till there's none. When I'm stuck with a day that's gray and lonely,
Knock it off.
I just stick out my chin and bend and say, tomorrow, tomorrow, I love you. Tomorrow, you're only a day
The National Football League presents the AmeriQuest Mortgage Super Bowl 39 halftime show. And now, building bridges across time and around the world, Paul McCartney.
Asked the girl what she wanted to be. She said, baby, can't you see? I want to be famous, a star of the screen. But you could do something in between. Baby, you can drive my car. Yes, I'm gonna be a star. get back. All right. Oh, get back, Loretta. Your mommy's waiting for you in her high heel shoes and a low neck sweater. Get back, Loretta. Oh, get back. Get back. You get back to where you once belonged. Get back. Get back. Get back to where you once belonged. When you were young and your heart was an open book, you used to say, live and let live. You know you did, you know you did, you know you did. But if this ever-changing world in which we're living makes you give in and cry, then live and let die. What does it matter to you when you got a job to do? You gotta do it well. You got to give me a better You used to say, live and let live. You know you did, you know you did, you know you did. But if this ever-changing world in which we're living makes you give in and cry, so live and let die. Live and let die. Live and let die, let die. Live and let die. Thank you, Super Bowl. All right, sing along. Hey, Jude, don't make it bad. Take a sad song and make it better. Remember to let her into your heart. Then you can start to make it better. Hey, Jude, don't be afraid. You were made to go out and get her.
Produced by Don Misher Productions. The AmeriQuest Mortgage Super Bowl 39 halftime show has been a presentation of NFL Network.
You're watching Fox Sports, broadcasting in HD and presented by DirecTV. Rethink TV.
I'm Dave Huddleston. Join us live after the game for complete post-game coverage on Fox 29.
Hey, Jake, how about a little walk around the block? A little fresh air?
I'm kind of watching something. Can I wait?
Listen, if it's the leash that's the problem, I hear there's a $199 a month leash on a new Toyota Camry. Supposed to be great.
Lease. It's a $199 Camry lease.
Oh.
The Toyota Camry lease, now just $199 a month.
Oh, yeah, this is nice. Now I get it.
Camry, one of 17 Toyotas moving you forward.
Life is full of milestones. That's why Sovereign Bank offers milestone banking. So you can grow, achieve, and thrive. Sovereign Bank.
When two great things come together, that's the sweet spot. Introducing the most powerful midsize truck, period. The all-new 265 horsepower Nissan Frontier. Welcome to the sweet spot.
Your eyes are like limpid pools. Limpid pools. And together, we're just a couple of
lucky hearts.
Lucky hearts?
This month's new instant game from the Pennsylvania Lottery.
This month's...
There's a top prize of $50,000.
Really?
And over $8 million in cash prizes.
Oh, you.
Please, it's Gus, the second month. Oh, the luckiest groundhog in Pennsylvania. Keep on scratching.
It's a 7-7 game at the half. There were some good plays in that first half, but for the most part, a lot of mistakes as we look back on the first 30 minutes of football. This one gets away from McNabb. The Eagles kept the ball for the moment. Some poor throws by Donovan McNabb. One of two Philadelphia turnovers in this game. There's the one from the Patriots. First points, L.J. Smith from Donovan McNabb, and then the answer from Tom Brady. So after one half of play in Super Bowl 39, we are tied at 7. Second half coming up from Jacksonville, Florida. Right after this.
Hi-ho. Sir, you got a green light, you know.
You just don't introduce a convertible this irresistible in the middle of winter. Coming this spring, the 2005 Mustang convertible.
Super Bowl 39 on Fox is brought to you by the 2005 Ford Mustang convertible, coming sooner than you think.
matchup coming in, we talked a lot about the two offenses, and Tom Brady, we look at him, a 7-7 game. We prepare for the start of the third quarter. Hard to believe this is only the second first half tie in Super Bowl history. And guys, I think you can become maybe overly reverent when you're doing a Super Bowl and you think, well, a fantastic year the Eagles had, clearly the best team in the NFC, the red hot way that the New England Patriots came through the playoffs. You say, well, you know, obviously there was some good, but the bottom line is that was a very sloppy first half of play with a lot of mistakes, and 7-7 is the result.
Well, I think you're exactly right, Joe. There's no question that these teams did not get this far playing the way that they played there in the first half. Now, offensively, there were a lot of mistakes, obviously. Defensively, much like we probably anticipated coming into this game, Chris, that it would be a defensive ball game.
Yeah, but I really think for the New England Patriots now, they seem to get their offense going when they got the ball in the hands of Corey Dillon. They started running the ball, then all of a sudden the play action fakes, and that end of it started working a little bit more. So the great thing about this New England offense this season has been their balance. If they get back to running the football, I think the rest of that will begin to fall in place for them.
And along those lines, Brady completed 9 of his last 10 passes to finish out that first half of play. We'll take a break, come back, kick it off for the second half. 7-7, our halftime score. Third quarter coming up right after this.
Hi-ho. Sir, you got a green light, you know.
You just don't introduce a convertible this irresistible in the middle of winter. Coming this spring, the 2005 Mustang convertible.
Super Bowl 39 on Fox is brought to you by the 2005 Ford Mustang convertible, coming sooner than you think.
Teams are back on the field and getting ready to go. Let's go down to Pam Oliver.
Hey, Joe, very interesting watching Andy Reid. He came out of the locker room early just so he can get in a position to greet each and every Eagle as they came on the field. As for on the field matters, he told me that his biggest concern is about the run game, his and theirs. Philadelphia only accounted for 37 yards on the ground in the first half. He says we have got to do a better job. Against the Patriots, he talked about the running game, and it was only 57 yards on the ground for them. He said defensively we have to do a much better job. Now for more on the Patriots, let's go over to Chris Myers.
All right, thanks, Pam. Even after the lengthy halftime, the last guy out of the Patriot locker room was head coach Bill Belichick, a rather stoic and not very talkative, concerned about the penalties, also the blocking, protecting more of the blitz. Eugene Wilson's right arm injured and maybe more, went in for x-rays. Looks like he is not likely to return in the second half. Let's go back up to the booth and Joe Buck.
All right, guys, thank you very much. The New England Patriots will start with the football here in the second half. By the way, that other battle within the battle, Rodney Harrison, 5 tackles, a sack, an interception in that first half. Freddie Mitchell, shut out, no catches. What are you cackling about, Aikman? On a bounce from inside the 15, it's Patrick Pass, and the fullback crosses the 30. They're going to mark him just outside the 31, a 17-yard return. And we'll look at the first half statistics, and there are some of the numbers Pam touched on. Only the 37 rushing yards for the Eagles, the 2 turnovers, and as you circle that, it got a little better for the Patriots at the end of the first half.
Yeah, and that's the point. Not so much by the yards that they accumulated there in the first half, but they had a good yard per carry average, so I wouldn't get away from that if I'm New England here in this third quarter.
Blitz coming from the Eagles. Trotter was picked up and the pass caught That's Branch, and he had to adjust as the pass was behind him, a gain of 8.
And really, Tom Brady feels like that offensively they can pick up any blitz that the Eagles throw at him as long as there is a free safety in the middle of the field. One of the things that he's done in this ball game is gone to a secondary snap count. They'll come out and go 34 set, hut, and then start all over again. 34 set, hut. And by doing that, he's forcing the Eagles to show their blitz and then be able to figure out whether or not he can do something with it.
Dillon gets it on the toss, and that's Trotter. Loss of 4.
Well, and that's how you stop the outside running game for the New England Patriots. Jeremiah Trotter does a great job of play recognition, the middle linebacker, and he's a downhill player. I mean, he doesn't run lateral to the line of scrimmage, parallel that is. He comes downhill, he shoots the gaps, and makes a great play there when they needed one.
Trotter with 4 tackles so far in this game brings up 3rd down and 6. Blitz again from the Eagles. Brady steps up and fires wide open, and with the catch is Branch inside the 40. Marked down at the 38, a completion good for 27.
That time Brian Dawkins, he shows the blitz early, and so he gives this offensive line a chance to recognize it and pick it up and give Tom Brady time to get the ball down the field.
But that's exactly what we were talking about just a second ago. Brady realizes that they can pick up any blitz they're throwing at him as long as there's a safety in the middle of the field. He stood there confidently, knowing that he had time to throw the football, and took advantage.
And the other side of that, right now, nobody has been able to match up one-on-one with Deion Branch.
11 of his last 12, a red-hot Tom Brady backpedaling as he throws it, and he hits Branch in the back as he let that one fly, and Branch wasn't looking for it at all.
Yeah, he wasn't expecting it. You're exactly right, Joe. I don't know if Brady felt that he needed to get the ball out, but Branch certainly wasn't expecting it to come to him to the inside. You saw Branch there pointing to the outside receiver. That's where he thought Tom Brady was going to go with it.
I just wonder if Brady saw some sort of a hot read and Branch just simply didn't see it, just miscommunication there.
2nd down and 10. Brady stands in, fires, and the pass incomplete. Great coverage by Ware on Patton. There's another defensive back, Matt Ware, and he was blanketing David Patton.
Well, let's start up front here. Javon Curse, we haven't heard much from him all day, and it's because Matt Light has just had a fantastic game on him.
I'll tell you what, on the back end of it, Patton actually might have had an opportunity here. You see, the corner reaches for him, but then Patton's still able to get around him and get into the void, but because the throw is a little bit behind, they're unable to connect.
3rd down and 10. Brady over the middle, fires and hits Branch, who's had a terrific game. Deion Branch good for 16 more.
Now, Deion Branch is so good. He missed so many games this year, and it kept him from having the impact on this team that he normally would have. But watch him as he recognizes zone and then sits down in the hole and gives Tom Brady a big target to deliver the football. That's what you want from your wide receiver, sitting in the zone between 2 defenders. Good job by Deion Branch.
And once again, Tom Brady looked off Ike Reese in the middle of the field and created that opening.
That matchup with Jim Johnson, the defensive coordinator for Philly. Charlie Weiss, the offensive coordinator for New England. That's Rayburn, who got his hands on the legs of Dillon, no gain.
Well, the biggest difference really with this Philadelphia team is from the time that Jeremiah Trotter came in the lineup about halfway through the football season, this team started playing on the other side of the line of scrimmage. They're getting penetration now. They're shooting the gaps. They're playing in the backfield. And that's the reason they really haven't lost a game that they've tried to win since he's come in.
Opening possession, 2nd half. 8th play of the drive. Blitz, Trotter comes again. Brady throws. Pass is caught. And they will mark Branch out at the 2.
Well, right now, Philadelphia, they bring the safety blitz. They bring him late, though. There's no way he's going to be able to get here in time. Actually, it's this guy here coming up the middle, but he starts from so far back, there's just no way you can get to the quarterback, and then you got one-on-one across the board on the outside. And again, Deion Branch, he's going against Ware, and they just have not been able to find an answer to slow Deion Branch down.
Mike Vrabel on the end of the line, the left side. Brady play action, fires, Vrabel catches it. No signal of touchdown as there are penalty flags down. They have not signaled touchdown. Vrabel, who had one in last year's Super Bowl, able to juggle it, hang on as he's going to the ground, but there are flags down.
Well, Mike Vrabel made a wide receiver release off the ball. It was fantastic.
Holding defense, number 93. The penalties decline. Touchdown.
They get Curse on a hold, and Vrabel has his second Super Bowl touchdown.
Watch the release off the ball. The quick move outside. He's working against Javon Curse, who they say, all right, you're going to play a linebacker. We'll play our defensive end on you. Makes a great release. Gets open again. What a job Vrabel has done in these two Super Bowls. Don't forget he had 2 sacks in that game last year as well.
Vinatieri to make it a 7-point game. It's 14-7. Vrabel, who had 2 receiving touchdowns during the regular season, had a touchdown last year in the Super Bowl. He got Carolina. This time he gets Philly. It's 14-7.
It's a music player. It's a camera. Introducing M-Rope from Olympus. Let your pictures groove.
From the creators of Ice Age. They have a game plan to save the world.
I know this town like the back of my hand. Hey, that's new.
The Kickoff.
Flag on the plate.
The Trash Talk.
Get out of my room!
I'm not in your room. I am now. No, I'm not.
The Offensive Line.
Who wants to get fixed?
And the Halftime Show.
Baby, one more time.
Robots.
This is so wrong. This is so wrong.
Rated PG. March 11th.
Everything starts somewhere.
Oh, this is a habit.
At some place, at some point in time. It starts with just a moment. A single moment. A moment of greatness. A moment of brilliance. A moment that's been building forever. And these moments, they become stories. And these stories, they become legends. The Super Bowl. This is where moments are made. What's next?
This is the most expensive ad time on television. So telling you that TV's most thrilling show is on Fox tomorrow.
Drop the weapon now!
Just cost us $2.4 million. And it's worth every penny. 24, the nonstop season continues tomorrow at 9, 8 Central on Fox.
It's no longer in the category of a surprise when Tom Brady tries to find Mike Vrabel in the end zone. His 5th career catch, 5 touchdowns. He had one in last year's Super Bowl, now one here to make it 14-7. And with 11:04 remaining in the 3rd quarter, New England now is up 14-7, and the Eagles trail for the first time this postseason. Reed on the return. And J.R. Reed hurdles his way out to the 35-yard line. So this has been a Super Bowl hookup. Vrabel the outside linebacker playing tight end. Brady gave it to him. Great catch. 14-7 New England.
Over 73,000 fans here in Jacksonville tonight as we return to the 39th.
Hey, what's with the cat?
Napster introduces Napster to Go, the world's first portable music subscription service. Fill your MP3 player with an unlimited number of songs for only $15 a month. Go to Napster.com now to try it for free for 30 days.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
You look at two-way players, Super Bowl history, Super Bowl 20, William Perry. The Fridge, a 1-yard touchdown run. Super Bowl 30, Aikman found Deion Sanders for a 47-yard catch. He also had one pass defended in that game. And last year, the 1-yard touchdown catch by Vrabel. And Vrabel made a terrific athletic grab of this ball that he hit off his right hand, adjusted, and then made the catch going to the turf. So now the Eagles get it for the first time in this second half, trailing for the first time, and it's Owens, who was busy in the first quarter, and Terrell Owens has enough for an Eagles first down.
You know, one of the things that New England wanted to try to do is to disrupt the timing of this three-step passing game by the Philadelphia Eagles. But when you've got Terrell Owens out there and Randall Gay comes up and wants to put a jam on him, but that's what Terrell Owens gives you. He's such a big, physical, strong guy that he can run through those jams, and then the challenge is getting him to the ground after he makes the catch.
First down, Philadelphia. Westbrook ran into a wall, picked up one.
Well, the running game just doesn't appear to be the answer today against the New England Patriots, and really it hasn't been for at least the second half of the season, because Patriots, especially their defensive line, has just been so good. But when you look in the secondary right now for the Patriots, they have two rookies back there because of the injury to Eugene Wilson. Dexter Reed, Randall Gay, both rookies. Asante Samuel, just a second-year player. So it looks like now if this game's going to be won, it's going to be won by Donovan McNabb throwing the ball.
Westbrook is split out to the bottom of your screen on 2nd down and 9. Blitz coming from the Patriots. McNabb brought down. Donovan McNabb is sacked. Seymour, McGinnis, Bruschi. A ton of pressure on Donovan McNabb.
Yeah, pick a guy. I mean, there was so much pressure coming off the edges and then up the middle that Donovan takes a short drop. Seymour beats his man. He gets up inside and then meet everyone else at the quarterback.
And the difference was Asante Samuel on the outside did not go for the double move. They tried to go a hitch and go. McNabb did the pump fake, but Samuel was right there. He played it perfectly. McNabb had no choice but to take the sack.
Patriots fans making noise on 3rd down and 15. McNabb, Pinkston, incomplete. And a punt coming from the Eagles. Randall Gay was back deep with Todd Pinkston.
Well, these young corners just continue to impress me. It's amazing when you think about kids playing in a Super Bowl in their first year and one-on-one coverage. They're not given help That time you saw Dexter Reed getting over there late, but Asante Samuel and Randall Gay, 2 young players on back-to-back plays, really making a difference.
And isn't that really part of the brilliance of Bill Belichick, finding guys, plugging guys in, getting the most out of them? Penalty flag on this return by Troy Brown. What a move. J.R. Reed chasing him down. He can't bring him down, and Brown is inside the 40, but a flag is down. And this looks like it's coming back. A return of 45 yards, but there was a penalty early on that return.
Holding. Receiving team, number 42. 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. Timeout.
That's on Dexter Reed. Take a look at the penalty. That wipes away a 45-yard return by Troy Brown. Patriots with the ball and the lead.
So N equals what, Josh?
Today we'll be performing a triple Hoffenritter procedure.
But you've never done that before.
That's okay.
Wouldn't it be nice if there was an easy button for life? Now there's one for your business. Staples. That was easy.
Hey, kid. You got to get down. Come on.
AmeriQuest Mortgage, proud sponsor of the NFL.
Sorry, I'm late, guys. Just trying to decipher these numbers. It's fine.
Visit the largest job website, careerbuilder.com. A better job awaits.
Super Bowl 39 on Fox is brought to you by Budweiser, who proudly salutes the men and women of the U.S. military. Here's to America's heroes.
Fans, this year you have a chance to help decide who the Super Bowl MVP will be during the fourth quarter. You can cast your vote at foxsports.com on MSN or text the letters MVP to 88288 from any mobile phone. Then watch the post-game show to see who the winner is. So far, Brady has got a leg up on that competition. Branch is right behind him, a lot like last year. Starting from their own 8. Handoff is to Dillon. Dillon out to the 14-yard line, got 6. We look back. The Eagles defense, 2 sacks, a takeaway. The Patriots defense, 4 sacks, 2 takeaways. A touchdown throw to L.J. Smith, 6-yarder. Then it was Gibbons. And then Vrabel. And it's 14-7. Second down and 4. Blitz coming from Lewis. Brady is hit and the ball up for grabs, incomplete. Michael Lewis coming on the blitz.
Boy, are they lucky. Tom Brady saw that blitz coming all the way. You saw him signal to his wide receivers out to the left side, but Michael Lewis just got there so fast, there was nothing Tom Brady could do. He sat back there and tried to get it out. Just lucky that ball wasn't intercepted.
This is a big play right here for this Eagles defense because of the penalty on the kickoff return. Pinned them back. If they're able to hold them here, they'll get good field position for their offense.
Third down and 4. Brady looked right, throws left, and the pass incomplete. David Patton, the intended receiver, and Bill Belichick ends up with a football. But isn't that Brady, guys? He looks one way, he looks to his right, and then at the last moment comes back and throws to the other side of the field.
Yeah, that's really what he does, and he just trusts that by him looking a safety off or pumping a safety and getting him to move, that's going to then create the separation to get the one-on-one matchups, and typically it does. But what a great job there by the Eagles defense after a big run there on first down by Corey Dillon, getting pressure on Tom Brady and then forcing a punt.
And they're really not giving Corey Dillon much of a chance to establish anything.
Waiting for the punt, Shepard and Westbrook, and this ball will end up out of bounds off the arms of Westbrook. A penalty flag is down on the field on that punt by Josh Miller. And this should cost Philadelphia some yards.
During the kick, holding, receiving team, number 24, 10-yard penalty, first down, timeout.
Sheldon Brown. They get Sheldon Brown on the hold. The ball is backed up at the Philadelphia 26. They have it down 7.
Please tell me what you saw.
Whose car is this?
Get in.
Right, where you going? What are you doing?
Get in, Manny.
Get out of the truck. I'm not kidding you.
Get in, Manny, or you're gonna die.
All over the world, more and more men are discovering Cialis. Cialis is the only erectile dysfunction tablet clinically proven to not only work fast, but also work up to 36 hours. Join the men who've talked to their doctors about Cialis and learn more about Cialis at Cialis.com. Cialis is only for men healthy enough for sexual activity. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain or certain alpha blockers for prostate problems or high blood pressure, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Don't drink alcohol in excess with Cialis. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. Erections lasting longer than 4 hours, though rare, require immediate medical help. Discuss your health status with your doctor and ask if switching to Cialis is right for you. 36-hour Cialis. Are you ready?
Super Bowl 39 on Fox is brought to you by Napster, the biggest brand in digital music. By Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you. By War of the Worlds, a Steven Spielberg film starring Tom Cruise. Opens June 29th in theaters everywhere, not yet rated. And by Honda, introducing the half-ton Ridgeline. Above all, it's a Honda.
City of Jacksonville should be proud of the job they've done hosting Super Bowl 39. And the tremendous work by law enforcement officials here and beyond brought in to help make sure that this Super Bowl site is secure. McNabb with all day finds Westbrook out of the backfield. And Brian Westbrook with a big gain after the 41, picked up 15.
And that's really what the Eagles need to start doing. They're not running the ball particularly effectively. They're trying to stick with it to stay balanced and not let the Patriots get a key. But look at the protection here up front that Donovan McNabb gets. And now you sneak Westbrook in behind that and you get the ball into the hands of a ball carrier that can make some things happen. But I like the call there, throwing it on first down. It's obviously the best down in football to try to throw it.
McNabb fires and wide open is Owens. Terrell Owens picks up 8. Let's go down to Pam Oliver.
Hey, Joe, just wanted to set the scene for you. The defense needed that lift because before that, the defense came off the field after that touchdown with their collective heads down. And despite the efforts of guys like Jeremiah Trotter and Brian Dawkins, that group just looked shocked. Then offensively, they go 3 and out. And a fan yelled out to Freddie Mitchell, "Hey, Freddie, catch something." Mitchell heard him and indicated that he's trying. Maybe things will pick up for him today.
All right, Pam, thanks. So far, he's been shut out. 2nd down and 2. They try to run it with Westbrook, who gets to the edge. Brian Westbrook with a first down for the Eagles to the 45 of New England.
Well, the one thing that Brian Westbrook felt was that, hey, these guys on defense are bigger than we are, but we are faster than the New England Patriots on the defensive side. And as you watch tape over the course of a season on the Patriots, they very seldom are able to get outside of these two outstanding outside linebackers. But the Eagles last year in the game against these guys did it. And so far, Westbrook now is starting to have some success here, too.
Terrell Owens at the top of your screen. McNabb with time, fires the pass, caught. Greg Lewis, who, by the way, Bill Belichick said presented more problems for New England than Freddie Mitchell presented.
Yeah, and we look at Terrell Owens here at the top, and they're giving him some cushion. I mean, they can throw this every single down if they'd like. That's the respect that he's getting. Now you got Greg Lewis, and as you mentioned, Joe, because of his speed, he's getting the same kind of respect on the other side there against Randall Gay.
McNabb throws. Owens had slipped, and still, bad leg and all, is able to get back up and make the catch. Gain of 6.
You know, I don't care who you are as a young defensive back. When you're out there looking at Terrell Owens, you're not thinking about him having a bad ankle. You're seeing all the highlights that he's had during the course of his career.
And I think the reason he slipped there is because he had to plant off the bad ankle. That's his right ankle, whereas on the other plays, we saw him running out routes, pushing off of his left ankle, and that's the concern with Terrell Owens right now.
Owens comes out of the lineup as the Eagles are getting it rolling. They hand to Westbrook, and Bryant has a Philadelphia first down. Bruschi on the tackle.
And you just can't emphasize enough how important it is for the Philadelphia Eagles to begin to establish something, whether it be through the air to Brian Westbrook or handing the football to him with the running game. Once that gets established, those linebackers in the interior no longer can help those outside corners, and they're used to getting a lot of help this season.
Well, we saw New England answer when Philadelphia took the lead on them, and now we're starting to see Philadelphia answer once New England got up on them.
McNabb, that ball is tipped and incomplete. Looking in the direction of Terrell Owens.
There's no question these two young corners have been just simply fantastic out here thus far in this ball game. But they're young, and inexperience begins to tell as you go through a Super Bowl game, as we head now down towards close to the end of the third quarter, and you start thinking about, can we win a world championship? Oh, look at that. There's Terrell Owens over on the other side. I don't want to be the one to give up a play. It gets tougher as you go.
Offensive team leaders scrolling across the top of your screen for Philadelphia. New England showing blitz. They come. Quick throw. Pass complete. That's Lewis again. And Greg Lewis gets 7. 3rd and 3 coming up.
You know, I'll tell you, it's a whole different game right now with Terrell Owens on the outside, and then when you put Greg Lewis on the other side of him, you can see these corners, they're not playing with the same type of confidence that they were earlier in the ball game. They're not coming up and jamming these receivers, which is something that everyone outside of Terrell Owens has struggled with over the course of this season. They're playing soft, and right now McNabb has his pick on the outside throws.
Westbrook at the bottom of your screen, out of the shotgun. McNabb fires behind Westbrook. What a catch, and a huge first down. What a grab by Westbrook, who reached behind him to get it.
Really a great catch by Brian Westbrook. He's going to be running across the field, as you're going to see, but after we see him make the play, watch where Freddie Mitchell was coming the other side. Nobody goes with Freddie Mitchell, and if Donovan McNabb had a chance to see him, Freddie Mitchell's probably walking into the end zone.
But what a great job by Westbrook using the umpire as a pick there to just create enough separation to pick up that first down.
First and goal. Blitz. McNabb throws. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Westbrook. Akers to tie it. and 14. A lot of McNabb, a lot of Westbrook. McNabb getting hot. Westbrook getting more and more involved and getting 6. Tied at 14.
It's not just another truck. It's the Honda Ridgeline. With 4-wheel drive, a rugged integrated closed box frame, and a lockable in-bed trunk. Introducing the all-new Ridgeline. Above all, it's a Honda.
Our next arrival, Kid Rock.
Let's go, big guy.
Thank you.
What's up, Hawks?
Kid?
Thought he'd be taller.
The hottest new thing to hit Hollywood, miniaturization. With Verizon Wireless premiering VCast, broadband quality video on your phone, all of Tinseltown is clamoring to get tiny.
You know, I feel totally inspired.
You look great, girl.
I just feel so comfortable and...
Christina?
Miniaturizing myself was the best career move I've ever made.
And the big fella, Shaquille O'Neal.
We're dead.
Ooh, wait. You think there's too much bling?
Nah.
Introducing VCast. For the first time, broadband quality music videos, sports highlights, movie trailers, and more are now playing on your phone. Only from Verizon Wireless.
Her house.
I'm the new captain, Monica Rowley.
His rules.
I need to trust you. Right now, I don't.
This season, Glenn Close joins the cast of The Shield. Premieres next month, only on FX.
Rodney Harrison, part of that secondary for New England. He doesn't have his usual partner next to him, Eugene Wilson. Dexter Reed was lined up across from Westbrook on that touchdown throw. 3.5 minutes left, third quarter. And Brian Westbrook, 40 total yards on the drive. And the Eagles had 6 first downs on that drive to tie it at 14. Impressive throw by Donovan McNabb. Terrell Owens has certainly been much, much more than just a decoy. Bethel Johnson, he can run. One of the fastest guys in the NFL, and that kick is covered. Bethel Johnson gets it out very near the 34, a return of 27 yards.
Mike Vrabel's going to fake a blitz right here and then try and drop back underneath the route. But by taking that one step up to fake the blitz, he just simply didn't get there.
And then look at the route by Westbrook. By him keeping it vertical, he keeps separation away from Vrabel so the ball's able to get in there. And then, of course, Donovan McNabb falling backwards for him to have the arm strength to fit that ball in there. Unbelievable throw by Donovan McNabb.
And don't forget, too, that that was Dexter Reed, who's in the game for the injured Eugene Wilson, who gave up that play.
5 wide receivers in the game for New England. And that'll cost New England 5 yards as Troy Brown flinched.
Offense, number 80. 5-yard penalty, first down.
First and 15. Next weekend, Tom Brady, Donovan McNabb, Corey Dillon, Brian Dawkins will join the rest of the NFL's best in Honolulu, Hawaii for the 2005 Pro Bowl. Coverage begins next weekend. Check local listings for the start time in your area. 7 Patriot penalties. The guy who was guilty of the last one, Brown, gets it. Troy Brown gets 4, and let's go down to Pam Oliver.
Hey, Joe, Todd Pinkston wasn't on the field for that Eagles touchdown. He was on the trainer's table as they tried to help him with a case of the cramps. Pinkston has now gone to the locker room for an IV. His return is questionable. Back to you.
All right, Pam, thanks. And there's Todd leaving. Todd, who had a very good first half. Guy who's had the big second half receiving for New England is Deion Branch. Up to 109 yards on the day. They're racking up 143 last year against Carolina. This is Falk. And Kevin Falk picks his way for a New England first down. Hollis Thomas downfield to make the tackle.
You know, in that time, Philadelphia defensively expecting the ball to be thrown down the field, and Jeremiah Trotter, the linebacker, he's the one guy who had an opportunity to make a play. The middle linebacker, he sees it, and he comes up and tries to make the play and tries to go around the blocks rather than take them on, and Kevin Falk's able to get inside of that.
First down, Patriots. Dillon to midfield, got 3.
They're trying to disguise coverages in the back. Michael Lewis, that time lining up in a 2-deep safety formation, and he's trying to run down and catch the run from that far back. And anytime you see that as an offensive coach, you have to begin to think, run the football with Corey Dillon. Remember, Dillon is a guy that was just 62 yards away from the rushing title this season and really hasn't gotten it going thus far.
Second down and 7.
You see the 2 deep safeties back again.
They fake the reverse. Brady completes it to Branch. And Deion Branch is out of bounds 2 yards shy of a first down.
Deion Branch last week had a couple of huge plays against the Pittsburgh Steelers in the championship game. This time they come with the fake reverse to him and swing it out to him in the flat for a nice completion.
Does a good job by Tom Brady. He was wanting to take a shot down the field on the deep post, but well covered by both Brian Dawkins and Michael Lewis, which forced him to have to come back to Branch on the swing.
And a timeout called by Philadelphia.
There will be a 30-second timeout.
Talked about Deion Branch and what he's been able to do. So much a part of that drive that got them down the field to take, it was a short-lived 14-7 lead, and that's what he did last year. The last 2 Super Bowls. Got 20 receptions, and that is the most back-to-back Super Bowls. Deion Branch has that record.
Well, you hear so many times, you know, when people talk about the wide receivers of this New England Patriot team, they say that they don't really have any marquee name players, but it's an awfully good group. Deion Branch, we talked a little bit earlier about the games that he's missed this season and how he's been limited, but when healthy, probably the best receiver on the team. And then David Gibbons and David Patton, and you combine that with Troy Brown. This is a talented group of skilled players that they have.
Really big play in the ball game right here.
Third down and 2. Blitz coming from the Eagles. It's Dillon trying to pick it up, and Corey Dillon has a first down for New England.
There's Corey Dillon getting to the outside again. That's what Jim Johnson did not want to see, but Patrick Pass, the fullback. Watch him get this corner. This is a very difficult block for a fullback. He gets to the outside, maybe even grabs and holds just a little bit, but just enough for Corey Dillon to pick up that big first down.
Patrick Pass, the fullback, leading Corey Dillon to a franchise record 1,635 yards during the regular season. This is Falk trying out the right side, and Falk brought down by Burgess. A little help from Brian Dawkins, a gain of 8.
And Daniel Graham that time got just enough of the blitzing linebacker or safety that was coming through there. I mean, he literally just got a couple of fingers on him, but it was just enough to open up the outside. Number 82, you see blocking the tight end position. He's going to realize that Dhani Jones was coming through the middle, and that allowed this one to bounce out.
Super Bowl 39 will be the first Super Bowl tied after 3 quarters of play. 14-14 with a quarter to go. Super Bowl 39 on Fox will continue after a word from your local Fox station.
You're watching Super Bowl 39 on Fox.
I'm Dawn Stenslin. We're live right after the Super Bowl here on Fox 29.
Can inspiration make the SUV safer? It can, with 5-star government crash test ratings. Available side curtain airbags for all 3 rows and all-wheel drive. The best rating of any SUV tested for rollover resistance. Chrysler Pacifica, we didn't just make an SUV, we made a safety utility vehicle. Chrysler, inspiration comes standard.
Now get 0+. That means 0% financing plus February bonus cash for up to $7,400 in total savings on Pacifica.
It's not enough to be faster than the competition. You need something more. Something that pushes you to get out in front and refuses to let you fall behind. We know. That's the kind of drive that made Comcast High-Speed Internet America's #1 broadband provider and led us to develop features like Photo Show and The Fan. Because we know anyone can be fast, but it takes something more to be the best. Call now for this great offer.
Great job on that presentation today.
Thank you. See you tomorrow.
It's as driven as you are. The new redesigned Camry XLE. Now that's moving you forward.
We welcome you back. Super Bowl 39, fourth quarter. Wayne Weaver and President Bill Clinton watching a good one, a 14-14 tie. Second down and 2 for the Patriots. Fault. First down and more. Marked down at the 16-yard line.
Yeah, right now, Philadelphia just doesn't really have an answer for what New England's doing within their running game. They brought the safety up to create the 8-man front defensively on the outside, and then all of a sudden New England hits it up inside where the tackles are, and those two tackles have got to be able to hold their ground and play better against that interior run.
You can hear the Eagles yelling out, watch the screen. The Patriots do screen it to Falk, and Falk is going to be marked out of bounds short of the end zone and just shy of the 2. You can hear the Eagles call that out prior to the play, Chris.
Yeah, they knew exactly what was happening here. But over here you have all the receivers on this side motion back here, and then they're going to screen the other way. Brady's going to look left, and then just drop it back off. And you can see there's nobody on that side of the field because all the defensive backs were on the other side covering the wide receivers.
Mark Semino, the only linebacker out there to make a play, absorbed the block rather than going after the back.
Vrabel is in. Hochstein is blocking for Dillon. Corey Dillon, touchdown New England. And the Patriots are back on top.
And for Corey Dillon, a guy who once said he would rather flip hamburgers than play in Cincinnati. He was considered a malcontent. He was called a cancer on his own football team in Cincinnati, but he was just miserable with all the losing. Is now in with the go-ahead touchdown in the Super Bowl.
Extra offensive lineman Russ Hochstein is there blocking and got just enough of Dawkins to get Dillon into the end zone. 21-14 New England. Charlie Weiss, the offensive coordinator, threw it up. Robert Kraft, the owner, high fives in the owner's box.
It's been a long time since transportation truly advanced. The world's been moving. It just hasn't been moving forward. But now there's good news for planet Earth. The gas-electric Prius with hybrid Synergy drive. Low emissions emissions, high mileage, and you never plug it in. It's one small step on the accelerator, one giant leap for mankind. Now that's moving you forward.
More than 40 million viewers have made one show the cure for the common medical drama. That show is House.
Looks like this will be fun.
House solves medical mysteries like Sherlock Holmes with a stethoscope. But this Tuesday,
who is she?
A patient with no memory, no hope, and one big secret.
She drew these. They might give us a clue. This is it.
That changes everything.
House, all new at 9/8 Central, Fox Tuesday. Viewer discretion advised.
Access SuperBowl.com. Get complete Super Bowl coverage and cast your vote for the Super Bowl MVP. Only on SuperBowl.com.
The polls are open. Help select the Super Bowl MVP. Log on to SuperBowl.com on AOL to cast your vote. Or text the letters MVP to 88288 from any mobile phone. MVP voting is open, so be a part of the game and vote now. Donovan McNabb and the Eagles are forced to answer. Answer the touchdown from Corey Dillon. Reed from the 6. Stumbled a bit, crossed the 20, and that's all. Mark him at the 22.
Well, Russ Hochstein, an offensive lineman's dream, a little bit like the Fridge, getting a chance to line up and play. And we've seen him on tape several times with that opportunity and taking advantage. And if you ever wondered what it was like to watch a Super Bowl touchdown as a pylon, there you go.
If you were an orange foam pylon, that's what it would look like right down the line. 21-14.
Cameras everywhere.
13:38 left. McNabb with all day finally fires and throws low to Dorsey Levens out of the backfield.
Yeah, we talked a little bit earlier on the previous drive by the Eagles and how New England was playing soft on Terrell Owens and Greg Lewis. This time they give him help. They roll a safety over the top, which allows Asante Samuel to jump the route, and that's where Donovan wanted to go with the football. Of course, he had to get off of it, and right now what we're starting to see at least is New England wanting to play a little bit more coverage because they've done a pretty good job shutting down this running game.
And I agree with that strategy.
Second down and 10. They handle Westbrook, and what a play. Roosevelt Colvin.
And how about Roosevelt Colvin? A young man who got a big free agent contract a season ago, came in here with high expectations, injured his hip, had to go through a long rehabilitation process, was salivating over the opportunity to come back and play in this game, and he has come full circle now, getting the opportunity and taking advantage.
Yeah, that hip injury that he came back from for a lot of players, that's a career-ending injury.
Loss of 6 on that play by Colvin. Third down and 16. Blitz. McNabb's going to air it out. Downfield and incomplete. And it's Randall Gay, the rookie, covering Greg Lewis.
A pretty good idea there by Philadelphia, at least taking a shot down the field. The only problem is Donovan's got to keep the ball on the playing surface. It's no good if you throw it out of bounds, and he just didn't give Lewis a chance to try to make a play for him.
Well, I know Tom Brady's good, but when you go back and you look at what's happened for the first 3+ quarters of this game, to me, the storyline has been the play of these two young cornerbacks, Randall Gay and Asante Samuel. Yes, they've given up a few plays here and there, but they've played a lot of single coverage and gotten the job done.
Dirk Johnson hangs a good one. Just inside the 40, it's Bethel Johnson on the return, and he crosses midfield, gets it into Philadelphia territory to the 47, a return of 12 yards. Pinkston limping off. New England with a ball and a 7-point lead.
Broccoli, $1.79 on debit card.
Casserole, anyone?
Tuna, $3.59. Crescent rolls, $2.39. Getting everyone together for dinner.
You certainly are in a pickle.
Priceless. There are some things money can't buy.
I'm stuffed to the gills.
For everything else, there's debit MasterCard. Accepted at your favorite supermarket.
The feeling begins each season when 50,000 fans fill the stadium. But with this game, some of the fans actually get to play.
We are going to see you in Hollywood.
Feel the power. Know the pain.
This is my dream.
And share the phenomenon.
I'm going to Hollywood!
Now, the auditions are over, and the best face-off in Hollywood for the most important American Idol yet at 8/7 Central Tuesday on Fox.
Super Bowl 39 is brought to you by CareerBuilder.com. Visit the largest job website, CareerBuilder.com. A better job awaits. By MasterCard, there are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. By Subway, experience the new great taste of a fresh toasted sub today. Subway, eat fresh. And by Budweiser Select, a new kind of beer brewed for a crisp taste with no aftertaste.
We welcome you back to Super Bowl 39. Since Andy Reid has been in Philadelphia 6 years, the Eagles have gone 10-0 when they have had extra time to prepare for an opponent. And a big part of that, you see Quentin Michael, who was hurt on that punt return, defending it. Big part of that success with extra time is defensive coordinator Jim Johnson. Well, his defense is in a spot here where they are being asked to hold is right now a very hot New England team. They come on a blitz, and Corey Dillon is wrapped up in the backfield and thrown down by Darwin Walker.
You take a look at how it all started, though. Jeremiah Trotter, they like to just have him blow up the center. He's middle linebacker, and he likes to come in, take on the center, the guard, whatever is there, just blow it up and get some penetration there in the backfield, and then get a little help from your friends. And good play by Jeremiah Trotter.
Loss of 3, second down and 13. Play action, Brady down the middle. What a catch by Branch. Deion Branch took it away from Sheldon Brown, and that was good for 19.
Boy, I tell you, for Sheldon Brown, you just simply can't cover anybody better than that. He runs right underneath the route. He knows he has help over the top, and simply has the ball taken away from him. He's right there in perfect coverage. And for Tom Brady, how does he fit that ball in there, Troy?
I tell you what, Chris, I've always believed that a great throw beats great coverage.
Man.
That's a great example of it right there. You're right. As good a coverage as that was by Sheldon Brown, the only place that Tom Brady could put it,
an eligible receiver.
At the very end of the play, the referee, Terry McCauley, threw a flag for roughing the passer. And so at the tail end of that reception, by the way, tying the Super Bowl record with his 11th is Deion Branch. They got Simon on roughing the passer. It brings the ball down to the 16. Dillon, plenty of room to run, and Dillon is down to the 9. Nice pickup of 7 yards on first down for Corey Dillon.
Yeah, and what we're seeing right now from Jim Johnson and this defense is that they realize down by 7 here with 11 minutes to play in the fourth quarter, they're trying to do everything they can to keep from giving up any kind of points. And so they just continually bring the blitz. That time they brought the backside backer, and because he didn't hit the hole right, it opened up a pretty good running lane there for New England.
Wes Huckstein is having one big game out there playing tight end. Fullback on the other.
Second down and 3. Dillon again. Bouncing it to the outside. Corey Dillon with a first down inside the 5. Out of bounds at the 4.
Right now the Eagles are just getting outflanked over there on their defensive left side. Huckstein out there on the outside, and they're just caving down that side, and Corey Dillon knows it. He starts inside and bounces it back to the outside. But that kind of speed to go along with the power that he's displayed. Nice block by Christian Fourier as well.
I think right now, whatever New England's doing, whether it's trying to run between the tackles or bounce it outside, Philadelphia just has been one play off and doesn't know exactly where they're trying to hit the holes.
Coach Stein at fullback, Vrabel at tight end. Kevin Fault with the football, and he gets nothing. It's actually Patrick Pass, the fullback, and Pass just got it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain. That'll bring up 2nd down and goal. Dillon gets a chance to catch his breath over on the sideline.
Well, I can tell you this is a huge series right here when they get down in here inside the 5-yard line. A huge difference between going up 10 points as opposed to going up 14.
And we have seen a lot of the Philadelphia Eagles with cramps or leg injuries, and now it looks like Javon Curse, when you hold your calf, yep, they're pulling the toe up. That generally means cramp.
So Pinkston is dealing with cramps, and now Javon Curse doing the same. The Eagles backed up.
Daddy, can I have some emerald nuts?
Honey, if you eat an emerald nut, unicorns will disappear forever.
That's not true, Jim.
Yeah, saying I'd never come back because she ate your emerald cashews? Jim, come on.
Or if you touch those emerald nuts, the Easter bunny gets whacked? What was that about?
Thank you.
Yo, Cedric!
I'm the designated driver.
I can't hear you!
Make the body rock. 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 Make the body rock.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. It's very creative, but sir, I just think it's a bad idea to name a product the Titanic.
Visit the largest job website, careerbuilder.com. A better job awaits.
Deion Branch should be all smiles. Big part of a 7-point lead for the Patriots. New England with the ball. 2nd down from the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal for the Patriots. There's the day for Deion Branch. Brady throws in the pass. Incomplete. Gibbons, the intended receiver.
We talked a little bit about what Tom Brady does and the command that he has at the line of scrimmage. Watch how he gets underneath center, and he goes into his cadence, sees the blitz start to come up to the line. He stops, pulls out, and then he'll point out the middle linebacker, Jeremiah Trotter. He sets protection there to get it all blocked up inside. Unfortunately, no one got open to get the ball in their hands, but a good job of getting it blocked up so that he had protection.
Be careful here. No turnovers. A field goal is just as good.
3rd down and goal. It's Dillon going nowhere.
I think that's a good play call that time by Charlie Weiss. You look at the score, you look at the way your defense has been playing. Take the 3 points here. Give your team a 10-point lead. Rely on your defense.
Michael Lewis came up to make that last stop to bring up 4th down.
Sorry, Joe, but there's no question it changes the mindset then for Philadelphia only being down 10 as opposed to 14. Knowing that the first thing they've got to do is just get down the field, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown, and they're right back in the ball game, not having to go down and score twice.
This is Patriot football. This is the way they generally do it.
The first field goal attempt of the game is a 22-yarder hit by Adam Vinatieri. That makes it a 10-point lead for the Patriots with 8:40 left.
For the first time on DVD, the official NFL Super Bowl 21-30 collector set. 10 hours of NFL action on 5 discs, including 20 bonus features on the greatest players of the era.
Relive all the excitement of the third decade of Super Bowls, plus an exclusive collector's booklet, commemorative Super Bowl ticket replica, and more. Buy the NFL Super Bowl 21 through 30 collection today at Best Buy, Amazon.com, and where DVDs are sold. Also available on DVD, Super Bowls 1 through 10 and 11 through 20.
Over 20 million people watched Paris and Nicole become interns. Now they're taking over a busy airline. And if they mess this up...
This is the lavatory access store.
It could get ugly.
It's like a colonic and a vomit.
The Simple Life Interns. All new after that 70s show, Fox Wednesday.
If you look back at teams winning 3 championships in 4 years, George Halas's Bears, led by Sid Luckman, won NFL championships in 40, 41, and 43. Vince Lombardi's Green Bay Packers won the 65 NFL championship, the first 2 Super Bowls, 66 and 67. And then the Dallas Cowboys won Super Bowls in 92, 93, 95. Our own Jimmy Johnson, our own Troy Aikman.
But did you ever throw a jump pass? You see that one? That was pretty cool.
By who?
You. Did you ever throw one?
No. No, I never threw a jump pass. Not in football, maybe in basketball a couple times.
How about the day that young man is having?
I tell you, I said it many times. I really believe it that if the New England Patriots go on to win this game, I think it's a greater achievement them having won 3 and 4 years than when we did it in the 90s.
These would have to be considered the 2 best teams in managing the cap, scouting players, getting the most out of their rosters. As Reed carries it out to the 26, a return of 19 yards, and we look at the offensive leaders for Philadelphia in the day for McNabb. 2 touchdowns, an interception, 241 yards. Just so you know, the biggest comeback in Super Bowl history, the Redskins trailed by 10. That was early, and then won 42-10 against the Broncos in Super Bowl 22.
But I think going back to the defense holding them to a field goal there, at least now the Eagles, they got to get points here. But whether it's a field goal or a touchdown, it gets them right back in this game.
Saw that graphic. It hasn't happened. Coming back from 8 or more points down in the second half in Super Bowl history, as Westbrook carries it for 2 yards.
And I think you got to be careful about running the ball right now. I think that what Andy has shown throughout the game, trying to stay balanced even when they've not gotten a lot out of their running game, I think at this stage of the ball game, you've got to start being a little bit more aggressive with your play calling.
And if they can get things spread out here a little bit, because clearly now New England has gone to trying to help these corners a little bit now, you might be able to work Westbrook underneath and do some different things short to him.
Second down and 8. McNabb fires the pass to Terrell Owens into the open field. Look out. Terrell Owens getting it into Patriot territory. They'll mark him out at the 37.
And you take a look at Terrell Owens on the outside. Again, the respect that he gets. The corner's going to turn and bail, and he breaks to the inside on the slant route. And this is where Terrell Owens is most dangerous. Get the ball in his hands. He's a hard guy to get down, and he's showing us a little something there, Chris, with the speed.
Yeah, I agree. And as soon as I come out and say they're out there helping the corners, they go right back to that single coverage that they gave up the long drive on the first time. You can't do that on the outside. Stay balanced out there. Keep helping those guys, and he's working.
Levin's in motion on first down. McNabb fires high, and the pass is intercepted by Bruschi. Levin's flashing across the middle. McNabb was too high, and Teddy Bruschi, one of the defensive leaders for the Patriots, was there waiting for it.
Well, Chris, they did. They went back to the 2-deep coverage. They got safeties over the top, taking away the outside receivers. So now the vulnerability of this defense is in the middle. You're going to see L.J. Smith go down the middle, but there's no one there to throw the football to. You've got linebackers there. Donovan McNabb makes a poor decision, throws a flat ball. Just not a good decision or throw on his part. Great play by Teddy Bruschi reading Donovan McNabb.
And we talked about how Tom Brady manipulates a defense with his eyes. That time, Donovan McNabb knew. He stared down the receiver all the way. Teddy Bruschi, who was freed up in the middle, got a great break and made the play.
First down, New England. They hand it to Dillon. And Corey Dillon, who's playing for the first time in the postseason in his 8-year career, carries it for 3, brought down by Hollis Thomas.
And how about Teddy Bruschi? Here's a guy that was a pass-rushing defensive end in college. In his 3rd year, a linebacker, Todd Collins, an inside linebacker, goes down. And they come up with a brilliant idea. How about we move an inside linebacker? He said he'd never taken a pass drop in his life until his 3rd year in the pros. And right now, as we saw last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers and now coming back here, he has gotten pretty darn good at it.
2nd down and 7. They stay with Dillon. Dillon stays on his feet, gets it out to the 29, picked up 2. Brought down by Javon Curse, who really has not been a factor, and that says a lot about the night that Matt Light has had.
Well, this time Javon Curse coming back, and I can tell you, once you get cramps in your legs, it is awfully tough to get back on the field, but Curse is still out there battling. They call him the freak, and maybe football is the only game in the world where you go up to somebody and say, you're a freak, and they say, thank you.
Well, you can just about say right here that if the Eagles don't stop him on this 3rd down, game's pretty much over.
3rd down and 5. Blitz. Brady chased, and he throws it away, and the Eagles defense stiffens up on 3rd and 5 and comes up with a huge stop. Burgess with pressure.
Yeah, really good job there by this Eagles defense of getting the ball back into their offense's hands, and they bring pressure once again. Derek Burgess just doing an outstanding job on this play, taking on 2 blockers and still able to get to Tom Brady and force him to throw the ball away.
And you really can't blame Brandon Gorin on that play. He wasn't expecting Brady to roll out that way. He actually did a pretty decent job.
So the punt coming from Josh Miller. 5:48 to play. Decent punt. And the fair catch called for and received by Lito Shepherd. So back to work goes this Philadelphia offense, and Donovan McNabb will try to shake off that last throw, Troy, and get it going again.
Yeah, and that's what he's going to have to do. And I think when you look at what happened here in the 2nd half, and you talk about how well the defense played there in that 1st half, and New England just methodically was able to put some drives together here in this 2nd half to put some points on the board and get a little bit of separation. But this game's a long way from being over right now, but they've got to be able to get some big plays, Chris, to get some points right now.
And McNabb has waited so long for this opportunity. All the championship games where they had an opportunity to get here, couldn't do it. Now he has to come out and make plays, put this team on his back.
So has the city of Philadelphia waited a long time. L.J. Smith hit immediately by Harrison. Gain of 3. Moments ago, over on the sideline, Terrell Owens and Donovan McNabb. Owens telling McNabb just to relax.
Well, that's always easier said by a wide receiver. You know, I mean, it's hard to relax when you're the quarterback and you're playing in a Super Bowl and you're trying to come back from 10-point deficit with just over 5 minutes to play.
2nd down and 7, and they throw it quick. A juggled catch is made by Greg Lewis. A gain of only 4. That'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, I think they're calling that incomplete. It looks like the ball came off and hit the ground, and good call there by the officials. Well, did it ever get to the ground?
I'm not so sure. I think that ball was juggled, but I'm not so sure that hit the turf. Let's take another look. His hands are underneath it. That should be a catch.
Yep.
So instead of a 4-yard gain, it's ruled incomplete, and Andy Reid brings Terry McCauley over to the sideline.
Yep.
Philadelphia has challenged the ruling on the field that the pass was incomplete.
That's a catch. Great catch by Lewis. It's just a difference of 4 yards. It's still shy of 1st down yardage, even if they reverse the call, which, by the way, would give Andy Reid 2 for 2 in this game,
which would mean he would have another challenge.
Right.
He has 2 timeouts right now, and this one does not appear to be too tough to call with Lewis keeping it in the air, making the grab, and then securing it. It appears Philadelphia will keep their 2 timeouts.
But especially in a game like this, when Donovan McNabb has an opportunity to get the ball into Greg Lewis's hands and get it up around his chest so he can make an easy catch, make one guy miss, that could turn into a big play. And right now, those are the kinds of throws that are needed by Donovan McNabb in order to get this thing moving down the field.
They reverse the call. It'll be 3rd and 2. Next on Fox, don't miss a football halftime show so disastrous there can be only one man responsible, Homer Simpson. Then the twisted minds behind Family Guy bring you the newest agent in the field of counterintelligence, American Dad. It's all coming up next on Fox.
Well, if you're a dad, you better know a little counterintelligence, because they can lay some stuff on you from time to time, can't they?
Absolutely. Well, we will get the call eventually here from Terry McCauley, who gives it a look, and now he makes his way back onto the field. And it would seem it'll be 3rd and 2.
The receiver had both hands under the football. It is a completed catch. It'll be 3rd down on the 29-yard line. There's no charge timeout.
So Reed's 2 for 2. He gets the extra challenge, and it's 3rd and 2. There's Bruschi, who came away with that last interception.
Yeah, and you've got to believe that they're in 4-down territory right here, and much easier to try to convert 3rd and 2 than 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, which is where they would have been.
And you think run, but this really is not much of a running team. You have a Corey Dillon, maybe you try and pound it in there twice, but I've got to believe the ball's going to go in McNabb's hands.
Yeah, that, and you're contending with time on the clock, so I would fully expect a pass.
On 3rd down and 2, the pass is caught. Owens started the play in the backfield, then was in motion. And Terrell Owens gets 5 and a big 1st down for Philadelphia.
And I got to tell you, I mean, we talked about Terrell Owens all week long and the speculation as to whether or not he would play. And the night that he's had, of course, thrown 10 times with 8 receptions and 112 yards, I don't think anybody, the most optimistic of persons, would have thought that he would have been able to come in here and have the impact that he's had in this game.
I bet you Terrell did.
McNabb hits his fullback Perry coming out of the backfield, and Perry ends up fighting for 2 yards.
And again, another errant throw by Donovan McNabb, and Josh Perry going to the ground keeps the clock running, where otherwise he's at least able to get more yards and get out of bounds and conserve time.
But that's classic Belichick right there. They're going to give you your last option, and there's no question that Josh Perry is the last option in this offense right now.
How many Philadelphia fans are screaming at the TV saying, hurry up? And the pass is too high for Freddie Mitchell, who has still been shut out. Only 3:42 remaining and 2 timeouts left for Philadelphia. Second half highlights: the touchdown catch by Vrabel. The throw to Brian Westbrook. A beautiful throw from McNabb, and then Corey Dillon gets in. The interception by Bruschi. Vinatieri hit a 22-yarder to make it a 10-point game. Now it's 3rd down and 8.
Terrell Owens at the bottom of the screen.
Blitz coming from New England. The pass is caught. An unbelievable catch by Terrell Owens. Unbelievable.
Terrell Owens, as we were talking about, has really shown up big. I mean, you're talking about a guy basically playing on one leg, 5 weeks removed from having screws put in his ankle, and coming out on this out route with Asante Samuel blanketing him with coverage. That's good coverage right there by Samuel. Good throw, too, by Donovan McNabb. But good job of Terrell Owens stretching out and pulling that one in. Big 1st down.
1st down for Philadelphia. Play action, McNabb in trouble. Using his legs down the middle of the field, and he underthrows Owens with Bruschi thinking about his 2nd interception.
Boy, and Jarvis Green that time brought the pressure, and McNabb really just never had time to set his feet. He had an opportunity here, but because of the pressure by Green, he just couldn't step into and get the ball there.
Yeah, they're trying to get a home run throw here to Greg Lewis over the top, but I mean, New England, they're so well coached and they anticipate situations so well, they're not going to give up a big play.
They missed an opportunity to Westbrook on that one down the other sideline.
2nd down and 10. And that was ugly from the beginning. They don't throw a flag as McNabb got it. It looked like before he was ready to get it. And no gain on the play, and now the clock will continue to run.
Well, McNabb was trying to signal for motion from one of his backs, and Hank Fraley snapped the ball. And they are letting a lot of time click away here.
Unbelievable how much time they're spending in the huddle.
I don't understand this at all, not getting into a no-huddle offense and trying to keep as much time on the clock as possible.
Just walking up to the line of scrimmage. It's 3rd down and 10. Another blitz from New England. McNabb over the middle. Pass is complete, and that's another 1st down. This time it's Freddie Mitchell, who is understated with really no celebration. That's his first catch of the night.
Well, even Freddie's walking around. You got to get him lined up and get on the ball, and they're still going to the huddle.
This is remarkable. I mean, Hank Fraley, the center, was saying, come on, get up the line of scrimmage, and then Donovan called him back into the huddle.
Just looks like they're worn out.
I don't know. There's no excuse for being worn out. This is a Super Bowl.
McNabb throws, and the pass incomplete. Was behind Westbrook.
And there was a ton of room to run. If Westbrook makes that catch, they're going vertically down the field. There had to be a 20-yard gap. If Westbrook catches that ball, he's going to be running for a while. Yeah, buying time once again, and you're going to see there's just nobody there. Dexter Reed was probably the closest guy, some 25 yards away. Look at all the space in behind Westbrook here.
Teddy Bruschi ends up injured on that play, and they look at his left leg. Bruschi, who is playing in his 4th Super Bowl, a guy who did his own contract, signed for $2 million a year for 4 years just because he wanted to be around what is becoming a machine in the NFL, the New England Patriots.
And he gets hurt doing what he always does, just throwing his body around, trying to roll into McNabb.
I mean, Chris, this is a guy that before the game was on the field with his kids running around just soaking it all in.
Yeah, it was really just so cute to watch him. And by the time you get to the Super Bowl, you think maybe nerves are going to overcome you, but looks like he has some young linebackers in training out there.
The 3 of us were talking, watching this team practice yesterday. The Eagles practice went through a typical walkthrough. The Patriots had their family on the field. They took a team picture. It was more of a family moment than a football moment. And here they are doing their thing in the Super Bowl, leading by 10 with just over 2 to play. Westbrook gets it on the dead sprint, has a 1st down, and that will take the clock to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left in the game. Philadelphia 2 timeouts remaining, and they trail by 10. Trying to catch their breath are the Eagles.
Super Bowl 39 on Fox is brought to you by FedEx Kinko's, your one stop for copying, printing, and shipping.
To solve an ancient mystery,
the treasure is still buried right here.
You don't go to the government.
That is not a total problem.
You turn to the experts.
We're going upriver to the ship of death. Great!
You got 72 hours.
On April 8th.
Come on, let's go!
A secret only they can uncover.
Oh my God.
Is a threat only they can stop.
It's time to call the cavalry.
Sahara, rated PG-13, starts April 8th.
Hey, I'm late for this award show. Can I get a ride?
Come on, hop in.
I tell you, Carson, the excitement here is tremendous.
Look at that. I didn't know P. Diddy drove a Diet Pepsi truck.
Don't scratch it.
All right, this is how I roll.
Hey, yo, P! Check out my new ride.
Fox tonight. TV's biggest night isn't over until the fat man sings.
Early for a loser. Just enjoy the view, sir.
It all kicks off with the Simpsons epic halftime show.
We want you to produce this year's halftime show.
A spectacle so mind-boggling we could only show it after the game.
I wonder if other producers waited till 3 in the morning the night before to plan their halftime shows.
Then, the creators of Family Guy invite you to meet Stan Smith, a mid-level CIA operative with a sixth sense for danger.
You like shaving your armpits, Haley? Because if the terrorists take over this country, that's the first thing to go.
Catch a special preview episode of American Dad. It all starts next on Fox.
Two minutes left. Philadelphia with a first down. At the New England 31, the ball is in the air and now to the ground, incomplete. Coming up on the Cadillac post-game show, JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy will have highlights and analysis, as well as the trophy and MVP presentations. We can talk about New England, but whatever happens the rest of the way to button up the Terrell Owens situation. A lot of people were critical of Terrell Owens, saying he's forcing his way back onto the field. Andy Reid is in a no-win situation. The critics were wrong. Terrell Owens was right, and he has been miraculous in his effort and his recovery with what he has shown here tonight.
Well, you know, the funny thing, what did they expect Terrell Owens to do? As a player, your obligation to your team is to go out and do everything you can to get on the field. If Andy Reid doesn't want to play him, don't play him. But how could you be critical of Terrell Owens in that situation?
Second down and 10. Minute 55 remaining. Westbrook at the top of your screen. Down the middle of the field. Lewis, touchdown, and Philadelphia's not finished yet. We said early that Greg Lewis concerned Belichick much more than Freddie Mitchell, and it's because of his speed.
Yeah, Freddie Mitchell just does a great job running the route. He gets Reid turned and just does a terrific job there. Actually, it's Greg Lewis. Greg Lewis on the touchdown, but does a great job getting the safety turn and getting the touchdown.
A minute 48 remaining, and it's a three-point game.
And the injury once again to Eugene Wilson showing up here. Dexter Reed, really no match for the speed of Greg Lewis. Eugene Wilson is a guy that, had he been in the game, he's someone they feel comfortable playing on any receiver. But again, not helping, wanting to bring pressure, leaving single coverage in the secondary just surprises me a little bit. Every time that they've helped these cornerbacks, they've played much better. Why do you give up an opportunity to go down the middle of the field when you got a 10-point lead? Let them go the slow way.
Well, I think Bill Belichick's asking the same thing. He doesn't quite understand it. You're right that they should have had help over the top. All of a sudden, you go across the board, man on man, and Greg Lewis is able to beat Reid for the touchdown. Not a difficult route, and certainly not a difficult throw.
Well, don't forget now, Philadelphia had to burn one of their timeouts in this half. So when you're trying to decide, do you want to go onside kick or kick it deep, I think the fact that you had to burn one timeout and waste that one timeout now means you have to go for the onside kick.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think there's any question that Andy Reid has to attempt the onside kick because of that fact. They have two timeouts left.
John Harbaugh is the special teams coordinator for Andy Reid, one of the best in the business. There are the timeouts in the top right-hand corner of your screen. Donovan McNabb, by the way, has thrown for 356 yards in this game. That's the fourth most in Super Bowl history. But he and the Eagles trail by 3 with a minute 48 left.
Boy, just when you think you're comfortable and things are going just right, all of a sudden you get burned with a big one. And you kind of go back to that Miami Dolphins game earlier this season where it looked like it was going to be just a comfortable win for the New England Patriots, and it slipped away on a major mistake by Tom Brady at the end of that game. But right now you'd almost have to believe they've got to recover this onside kick to have a shot.
Akers will try to get that good bounce, get it up into the air. Right into the arms of Christian Fourier. The New England Patriots take over. They lead by 3 with 1:47 remaining, and the ball will be marked at the Philadelphia 41.
Boy, did the Patriots execute that perfectly. Everybody on the front line didn't even go for the football. They simply went for the block and allowed Fourier to make an unobstructed catch in behind.
Well, that and Akers didn't get the typical roll and then hop that you'd like to get on the onside kick. It took one bounce and immediately got in the air, which made for an easy recovery.
Christian Fourier looks like he's a passer standing in the pocket. Look at that protection.
Hochstein is in at fullback. And a timeout is called by New England. Bill Belichick could join the elite company of Chuck Noll, Bill Walsh, and Joe Gibbs, coaches who have won at least 3 Super Bowls. Chuck Noll won 4 with the Steelers, Bill Walsh 3 with San Francisco, and Joe Gibbs 3 with Washington.
You know, it's so amazing, Joe. I know you're in the family business, but Bill's father, Steve, was a scout at the Naval Academy and a coach there, and at age 5, he was watching flickering images go across the screen as his father screened game films, and he just fell in love with the game. At age 7 and 8, he was memorizing game plans, and to see someone go from that sort of an upbringing and now be Super Bowl champion twice, especially in light of the rough beginning he had with the Cleveland Browns.
Falk, the tailback. And he gets it running to the left side down to the 39, and Philadelphia will spend their second timeout. And just one other point with regard to Bill Belichick and his father, his relationship with his father, Steve, who's 86 years old. His dad had opportunities to move on beyond the Naval Academy and move away from Annapolis, but he was a family man. Bill Belichick, their only child. He was in a good environment. And what really struck me talking to Bill's dad, Steve, was not just the one side of it, where he said, Bill always wanted to be around me when I was looking at film and dissecting game plans and what have you. But Steve said, I wanted him with me. So it's a mutual relationship there where both wanted to be with the other. And you look at the winning percentage, it would be the best postseason NFL history. Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots can hang on. Belichick for much of the game stands over there without any paper in his hand. How many coaches can say that? It's all in his head. 2nd down and 8. Falk gets it. And Falk is to the 36.
But if they don't pick up this first down on this next play, they're going to have to, well, maybe they won't have to punt the football. Conceivably, they could go for it in 4-down territory, but you would think they would punt the football. But if they don't pick it up here, the Eagles are still going to get the ball back with about 45 seconds or so to work. And all they need is the field goal, Troy, because of what you talked about. They didn't get the touchdown there. They got the field goal.
So then it goes back to an offensive strategy. If you're Charlie Weiss, do you run the ball and try to take as much time off the clock, or do you throw the football risking that you're going to stop the clock on an incompletion? Obviously, if you run the ball here, even if you don't pick up the first down, you're well within range of Adam Vinatieri, who obviously the most clutch kicker in playoff history.
Well, you got to think maybe screen draw here, something like that. If you're going to put the ball in the air, you certainly don't want to do it. But Tom Brady, this playoff year, has not thrown an interception. So Belichick's a guy that believes in his quarterback and may give him the opportunity here.
A 4 wide receiver set for New England. Third down and 5, and they hand to Falk. So they tried to spread him out and then run it. Falk brought down by Curse, no gain. And that will bring up 4th down and the decision by Bill Belichick. They're going to bring their punter, Josh Miller, onto the field.
Yeah, and by not picking up any more yards than what they were able to there, good decision here by Bill Belichick. Just trying to punt it down inside the 10-yard line and make Philadelphia go the distance. to try to come away with a field goal and tie this game up before the end of regulation.
And my guess is they'll probably just let the play clock expire, backing you up 5 yards at this part of the field might actually help the punter.
Instead, Larry Izzo, their special teams ace, turns around and calls timeout.
Charge timeout.
So 1 timeout remaining for New England. No timeouts left for Philadelphia. And the Eagles will try to march down after getting it back and get into field goal range for a guy, David Akers, who has a terrific left leg.
Well, I tell you, for Donovan McNabb, you simply can't ask for a better situation than this. It looked like with 2 minutes to go, this game's over, and all of a sudden the Patriots come out and play man coverage with a rookie safety in the field against the fastest receiver of the Philadelphia Eagles and give up about a 40-yard touchdown in one of the real questionable decisions of this game. And now you're going to get an opportunity with about 45 seconds or go. Pretty good shot. Awfully young back there in the secondary for New England.
The wind is blowing from our left to our right. The NFL record, just so you know, you saw Akers' career long, 63 yards for a field goal. Dempsey and Elam share that record. And Akers is a guy who believes he has that type leg.
Not even anyone back for the Eagles.
And it's up to Miller to try to pin it down inside the 20. It takes a New England bounce. And not trying to get too greedy. Down there, 2 down it is Dexter Reed. They'll mark it at the 4. And when I say not trying to get too greedy, you're inside the 5. Don't try to go too crazy and let it get down near the goal line, make a mistake, and put the ball back at the 20.
I hear what you're saying, and I agree with you totally. I was saying the same thing, take it. But if he had been able to back up a little bit and had that ball roll, because there was no one back there, they probably could have run another 5 or 6 or 7 seconds off that clock.
So 46 seconds remain. And Donovan McNabb, a guy who was booed when he was drafted out of Syracuse, the 2nd overall pick in '99, will try to get the Eagles into field goal position here in Super Bowl 39.
And they're going to be in 2 deep safeties this entire drive, I guarantee it.
He'll have to throw from his end zone, chased down by Seymour, drops it off, and the pass is complete, but that's the bad news.
Should have just knocked that pass down.
Westbrook hauled it in. A gain of only 1, and the clock continues to run.
The receivers were all the way down the field, and now they've got to come back. And once again, this 2-minute offense looks like a disaster for the Eagles.
Extra men on the rush. McNabb throws down the middle of the field in the direction of Terrell Owens. 17 seconds remain.
Well, now they get a chance to get into the huddle and regroup. But what you got to do in that situation, rather than trying to call the play at the line of scrimmage on 1st down before they broke the huddle, they should have called 2 plays in the huddle at that time so everybody knew what was going to be run on 2nd down. When you've only got this kind of time on the clock, you don't even have time to communicate that much on the line of scrimmage, and anytime you can minimize it, you try to do that.
It's going to be almost impossible for them to have a completed pass and run another play. They're going to have to really hustle.
They got to throw 2 Hail Marys.
Down the middle of the field, and the pass is picked off by Harrison. Rodney Harrison takes it in, and 9 seconds remain, and the New England Patriots are on their way to solidifying their team as an NFL dynasty.
And Freddie Mitchell started the week by saying, "I got something for you, Rodney Harrison." Rodney Harrison finished the week saying, "I got something for you, Freddie Mitchell."
In the 60s, you think of Green Bay. In the 70s, the Steelers. In the 80s, the San Francisco 49ers. The Cowboys in the 90s. And the New England Patriots will be the first dynasty of the 21st century.
And I think the thing, Joe, that was so impressive to me watching the New England Patriots here tonight is, you know, yeah, there were some things that went against them early in this ball game, but every time they had to step up and make a play, they made a play. Now they just got Bill Belichick and his father with the Gatorade bath.
How about that? Even Steve got to experience the Gatorade bath here.
That's it. And it's another 3-point victory for the New England Patriots in a Super Bowl.
Just remarkable. If you knew Bill Belichick when he was coaching with the Cleveland Browns, they had one winning season there, and to now say that his record in the playoffs would be better than the great Vince Lombardi, I don't know if there's a person in Cleveland that's not scratching their head a little bit and saying, are you believing what we're seeing?
There's no better coach in the game today than Bill Belichick. Second year in a row, and for the third time in the last 4 years, the Patriots celebrate winning the Lombardi Trophy.
I tell you, there were so many players that had a hand in this game. But one of the guys at the top of my list, Rodney Harrison, who said that nobody disrespects me in the way that Freddie Mitchell did. He came out and was absolutely huge in this ball game, as were so many guys.
Rodney Harrison, 7 tackles, 2 interceptions, and a sack. Take a break and continue. Owens did all he could, but it's Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots, NFL champions again. Back after this.